Peace and love, family. Welcome to another powerful show. See, you messing me up, Ankh, already. Already. Peace and love, family. Welcome to another powerful discussion with your sister, Dr. Ma'at. You see, right now we have in the title Breaking News. Lord Jamar debates Professor Dave. Brother Ankh and Dr. Ma'at review. So, family, we are going to review. It was really a brief exchange between Professor Dave and Lord Jamar. And so before I get started, family, just want to make a few announcements. Black History Month is coming up. And wait a minute, let me get the URLs up. Let me get the URL on the screen. All right. So Black History Month is coming up very, very fast. Make sure that you head on over to MELTREK365.com to get your MELTREK products. Okay. And for those of you who don't know what MELTREK is, it is an animated film and book series that teaches children about Black history from a Black perspective. So we want to do that. We want to use these tools during Black History Month in your household and even take them to the school. I have some people who buy MELTREK and they're showing the film in their schools. Okay. And so grab your MELTREK products. Let's get ready for Black History Month. Also, family, we just finished up a wonderful winter cycle with the UACI STEM camp. It was very phenomenal. We're going to have a spring cycle. Registration will be available hopefully sometime in February. So within the next couple of weeks, go to uacistemcamp.com because registration will be available for the spring cycle. And so if you miss the winter cycle, be sure, family, to head on over to uacistemcamp.com to get registered for the spring cycle. We had a wonderful time with our Watoto. They learned about the fundamentals of coding while also learning about African STEM history. And lastly, family, if you're looking for a solution, an online solution, because I know a lot of us are going into homeschooling, right? I want to homeschool my child, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to do. An alternative, a great alternative is the Uhuru Academy. You can head on over to uhuruacademy.org. Hit up Baba Amin and Mama and Koyo. Say, look, I want to homeschool my baby, but I need those tools that you all have and get them enrolled in the uhuruacademy.org. My son Jalen has been in this academy for 3 years and he absolutely loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it because this is an institution that is centered around his culture and his ideology, right? And so I'm thinking right now of Baba Kwame Nkrumah in his book, African-Centered Education Theory and Practice. He talked about nation building, African-Centered Education Theory and Practice. He talked about how it is important, it's imperative that a child's that the culture and ideology of a child's home is aligned with that of his educational institution. So else you're going to have some confusion there. And so family, he loves it because this academy definitely aligns with our household culture and ideology. So family, make sure that you get your children enrolled in the uhuruacademy.org. Brother Ankh, what's going on with you, God Killer?
Oh man, just thinking about the events, thinking about just how far behind we can be if we allow ourselves to be controlled by the media, YouTube, the misinformation coming from quote unquote stars in the hip hop community that's supposed to be grassroots on educating and uplifting the African American community. I've been talking about this for years. I try to bring a pillar to the gunfight, Doc. I try to bring some compassion and empathy. Introduce words like pseudo. First time I ever heard the word pseudo was on a blog talk show, and Ngozi hit Clyde Winters with use a blank pseudo.
Oh wow, I didn't know he did that.
Yeah, all the way. So so that history is there, and so I've been an advocate for science from day one, working on my game because I knew it was coming. African Americans and among some of the most intelligent people on planet Earth, and I appreciate all the brothers and sisters. But this wave of trying to educate our people with discredited European information is the wildest thing ever. That's why I started off with Bobby Hemmett, Delbert Blair, and all of them, right? Because they had discredited European information, but was claiming to stand up for the rights and the understanding of Black people. Wildest thing ever. So these people that you hear today, the one that was recently in the news was what's his name? Billy Carson.
Yeah, Billy Carson.
He claims to be an advocate for Black people, African American people, across the board, right? But he's bringing discredited European information. today, Lord Jamar, right? He spews blackology, right? We know what blackology is. Those who paint everything black. You should always have a little bit of blackology in your immune system. I agree, right? So you know it ain't doing too much. I agree. But to claim to promote and advocate for black people or African Americans, but yet bring discredited Europeans and all the time talking crazy about white people is the wildest thing ever. So now our latest chapter is Lord Jamar. You reached out to him.
Yeah, I was about to say, lay that down. Let him know, Unc, how we got here. Let him know.
We got here because Dr. Mia, she's always looking to educate the people, trying to get into hip hop, trying to talk, some sense in the matter. And so she was put together to set up a conversation with me and Lord Jamar. He said the same crazy thing that he said to Professor Dave. Prove to me that water can stick to a ball. I was like, what? I just want to have a conversation with him. We can talk about that there. So he's supposed to have a conversation with me. I don't know where he's at, hiding and ducking. But if he would have had that conversation with me, he would have known what to expect from Professor Dave. He probably wouldn't even have showed up.
Now he did say this. He said he was willing to sit down with you and I during the first of the quarter. He said there was a lot of stuff that was on his plate. And he said that he was, within the first quarter of the year, he was going to sit down with us. But I wish he would have sat down with us prior to having this discussion with Professor Dave, because he may be aware of him, he may not. But could you tell the people, and I'm going to put his picture on the screen, Brother Ankh, and I know that you have been connected with Professor Dave. Could you tell us some background information about Professor Dave?
I used the information in the Sanchez debate. I reached out to Professor Dave. He was like, no problem. You can use my slides as long as you give me credit for it. No problem. Okay, so he's aware of the pseudo killers in the community, the skeptics, and what we do and how we promote advocacy. He's aware of that. So I was prepared based off of studying him. They don't even know who this guy is. I believe it was Kent. Kent loved Professor Dave, watching Professor Dave, right? We've been watching Professor Dave videos for years. You don't want to debate this guy. He's the foremost authority as far as being a science advocate or science communicator, right? He's not even a scientist. He's a science communicator or science advocate, but he's the foremost person that goes against the high-level, top-notch, crazy flat earthers. So you would never want to have your first experience with him talking about the flat earth. You rather talk to me and Doc, where I can give you the pillow, make you real comfortable for you. I understand the shared life experiences for African Americans. I'm a hip hop fan, brand new, whole 9 yards. You never want to start off with him. So whoever went and got him, it was an official hit.
Yeah, it was a hit. He's
a professional at beating the brakes off flat earth. And guess what? Dave don't care. Dave will cuss you out if need be. All the stuff y'all get on me about. Dave be taking a drink, beating up the flat earthers. I mean, these be top level flat earthers with all the rigmarole about, and he be beating them up with one hand, two hands behind his back. So you would never start off a conversation with that guy. He doesn't care. He cares about science, right? And advocating science.
Mm. And
you 80 blind, crippled, and crazy, white, black, Chinese, purple. He don't make that distinction. He's not tripping. He's not a racist. He's not none of that. He's just a science communicator.
Well, share your screen, because you keep saying that phrase, science communicator. Share your screen, and and tell us what you mean by that term, that phrase, science communicator. I mean, I gather what you're saying based on the words, but science communicator.
So if we come up to ChatGPT and type in science communicator, it said a science communicator is someone who shares scientific information with the public, often breaking down complex concepts into understandable and engaging formats for a non-expert audience. That's what we do all the time, Doc.
Yeah, absolutely.
It says the goal of science communication is to improve the public understanding of science, promote scientific literacy, and engage informed discussions, making based on evidence. Roles and responsibilities. So public educator, advocate for science literacy, media contributor, public speaking, engagement. specialist. This is all of what we do, Doc. You give me chance to talk to classrooms, to communicate the message. This is what we've been doing for years. Skills, clear communication, storytelling. This is what we do, Doc. This is what you do. Ability to simplify complex topics. This is what we do to the best of our ability using a complex African-American lingo. This is what we do. Scientific literacy and critical thinking. We promote critical thinking. We take that critical thinking and we put it on our elders, the books and stuff we wrote. We go through the material. We talk about what they got right. We talk about what they gave wrong, and we push it forward. Now, notable examples: Neil deGrasse, Carl Sagan, Mae Jemison. Did I say that right? Jemison.
Yeah, Jemison. Mm-hmm.
Kiki Sanford, Dr. Kiki Sanford. Now, science communicators in the African and African-American context. Here you go. Dr. May again, Dr. Neil deGrasse, and look, my name pops up right there. Brother Ankh, pseudo killer, promotes scientific literacy and critical thinking in African history and real Black atheism. Okay, science communication is critical for bridging the gap between scientific research and public understanding, ensuring that science remains accessible and beneficial to all. So when you leaving your internet print, ChatGPT gonna pick it up. I didn't put my name in here nowhere, but they understand what I'm doing. It's on the internet. This is what I do. This is what we do. To help a Dr. Miat, she's promoting the message and pushing it forward. So I just think it's important to know we ain't never playing, Doc. When you reach the level you reach and you reach down and you mess with me, you know what you're trying to do. You know what we're trying to do. Big up to all the pseudo killers.
Mm-hmm,
you know what I'm saying? Big up to them. No, big up to everybody that got my back. Big up to everybody that got your back, because there's a lot of talk about us, Doc.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Why you let him do that? No, you let me do that so Professor Dave don't get to you.
Right, that part.
Before the champ come.
That part. But hold up, show me that clip that you had of him with the drink. You said you wanted to show the audience that before we jump into it. And while you getting that ready, I wanted to tell the family, first and foremost, Happy New Year to you all. Happy New Year. This is the first time that I've been live. I know, my voice is deep and raspy, but it ain't this damn raspy. Brother Ankh twisted my arm today because I've been down for about 7 days in the house, sore throat, going through the motions. And Brother Ankh was like, we need to go live and talk about this. And so you remind me of Brother Ankh. Remember that movie Paid in Full when Cam and Mekhi Phifer went over to Ace's house. Ace was at the house. He got all shot up. He's in the house and messed up. And Cam was chewing his crackers and his chips. He's like, man, you all right, B. Come on, man. You all right. Niggas get shot every day, B. That's how you acted on the phone. It was zero sympathy. I said, let's just do it tomorrow. No, it's hot. We got to talk about this now. And so you was like, get yourself together, get a hot shower, and let's come on. So that's why I'm on here, family, sounding a hot mess. But look, Happy New Year to everyone under the sound of my voice, family. Make sure that you thumb up these videos, thumb them up, thumbing up, thumbing up. Also, family, share this video on all of your social media platforms. Let's get some more behinds in these virtual seats. Go ahead on.
So right here, we know Professor Dave. Big up the Professor Dave channel, like and subscribe his channel, right? He supports Brother Ankh. He supports the pseudo killers. All right. If you go back to that debate, okay, that I had with the flat earth, you'll see his slides. That's why I had all the answers to the questions, right? Very simple, complex, very simple explanation of complex terms, Joe. He put that in slide format, and that's how we did that, right? So in that back and forth section of the debate, I could grab one of Professor Dave's slides, right? Bah, bah, vacuum in space. Got the picture of the vacuum cleaner, the rain, all that was there. So you see this picture up in the corner, right? Professor Dave already did a reaction video to Lord Jamar. See, we up on all that. Professor Dave is drinking whiskey while he doing it. So now you already know that, okay, so, Lord Jamar like little drinking, little smoking. So you should already know that this guy right here don't care about none of that. He gonna take a drink and have that conversation with you and talk that talk. He's not trying to be the consummate professor who's not acting like, no, Dave is a regular guy like everybody else. So you supposed to know who you talking to before you talk to him. You ain't jumping in there thinking because he take a drink that he just gonna be silly. You supposed to know you supposed to know who you dealing with. And the community be running from us, Doc. We just trying to get them ready. We saying, man, Terrence Howard. He gets beat up. Look at dragged through the mud. Listen,
he got beat up bad. Terrence
beat
Howard
up
got beat up
bad.
bad. He got beat
They
up bad.
beat up bad. So what I'm saying is the work we do is raising the level and the consciousness of African Americans so that when you come against the standard, you at least know what the standard is. We're not throwing those shots at the elders. Doc, you gave me a phone call maybe 6 years ago. 7. Like, I don't like the way, we handle Ivan Van Sertima book. You was like, let's take a look at the way other communities handle the works that's outdated. It's the way you do it. I was like, come on, Doc. We say, hold up. Retirement up. Come on, man. So I got to hear from a person, okay, who's actually around professionals at that level, right? And so what you did, you made me peep at how these situations are handled. So I already know, just because you got something wrong in the book, that don't make you a pseudo. That just means based off the sources you use are outdated at the time. So I learned a valuable lesson. And so I've taken this valuable lesson with me. And when I'm reaching out to people, I'm trying to pull your coattail and say, hey, man, I'm not trying to make you act like the earth ain't flat or change your mind. I'm just simply saying, this is what the level says, and we're not going to talk about it in the framework of racism because we know about scientific racism. We understand that scientific racism wasn't even using science. They was using pseudoscience. You feel me? And so they always, they marginalize what we doing, Doc. They throw tomatoes at us, Doc. I'm trying to stop you from having the moment Lord Jamar had. I'm trying to get on the phone with Lord Jamar and say, look, bro, look at this debate. I already beat this man half to death. I done beat Sanchez up. And look who work I used. I'm trying to pull his coattail before you go outside. That's like your big brother say, hold on, man. Don't go down there with them killers. They kill us. You just knew
hold up, I missed something. What did you say about scientific racism? You said something just now about scientific
racism. It wasn't backed by science. It was backed by pseudoscience. The data wasn't there. So these people were just putting out this information, but it wasn't backed by data. It didn't go through the right process.
Yeah, and let me right now lift up Dr. William Montague Cobb. Okay, Brother Ankh, are you familiar with this brother?
No, I'm not. I will be now.
No, but this brother's serious. Okay, Dr. William Montague Cobb. This brother, I researched him. I came across his work at the Smithsonian African American Museum down in Washington, D.C. And so this was a serious brother. And I don't do Wikipedia, but I'm just going to do Wikipedia for the sake of, speaking on him. So he was, look at this. He was an American board certified physician and physical anthropologist, as the first African-American PhD in anthropology and the only one until after the Korean War. His main focus in the anthropological discipline was studying the area of race and its negative impact on communities of color. Okay, so this brother, they say they credit him with combating scientific racism back then. That was his mission. That was his purpose right there in anthropology. So when you mention scientific racism, I said, hold on, wait a minute. And I remember telling you about him a while ago, but you probably forgot. But Dr. Montague, I hope I'm not butchering his name, because in Baltimore we butcher folks' names, man. Montague Cobb. But we can't talk about scientific racism without talking about this brother right here. First PhD, African-American, first African-American PhD in anthropology. And that is what he was doing. He was combating scientific racism. But go ahead and continue, Brother Ankh.
Okay. So you can share my screen. This is one of our favorite people right here. I use Wikipedia.
Nah, I ain't a Wikipedia. You know how I am. I ain't a Wikipedia person.
No, you're not supposed to. They're not going to accept it in academics. I get it. But I'm saying that they can't even comprehend a Wikipedia article. Wikipedia articles for the general public is not to be used in academic. No, it's not. But for a person just want to be abreast of basic ideas, you should know who Katherine Johnson is.
Absolutely.
I was on Sanchez's head because he called Katherine Johnson and them bitches. Remember that?
Oh my gosh, I was furious. I was
Remember?
furious, brother Ankh. Go ahead.
Yeah. This how powerful is this black woman? Orbital mechanism, calculation of orbital mechanics. Look, she worked for NASA. She's considered a human computer. What did she do was so serious? Look, she do the launch window. Look, Johnson's work include calculating trajectories, right? Launch windows and emergency return paths. All right, for Project Mercury spacecraft. How serious is that? Including those for astronauts. Alan Shepard, okay, the first American in space. John Glenn, the first American in orbit. Come on now. All right, listen, look. This is what the launch window is. This is how you know the earth ain't flat. Look, here. See this dot? Look, see that? Look at that. They launch. You see the beginning of the launch, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
You
looking.
gotta be able to
That
run into
animation.
the green. You leave Earth is in the blue. You leave Earth, you got to be able to hit because everything is moving. See?
Right.
Look,
Right.
watch it meet up. Look, watch this. Bah, there you go. That's what she do. You start at Earth, you launch it, because all objects are moving in space. So you got to be able to meet up and you need the right mathematical equations right there, that trajectory right there.
Do you know the math that she used, brother Ankh? And see, this is why our children need to be involved in math. You know what she used during these calculations? Do you know which math?
I don't know, but I know she went back and took an old ancient Greek formula and brought it forward. I know that was part of it, but go ahead.
Yeah, but she used calculus, and she used calculus 3, and she also used differential equations. Okay, she used calculus 3, and she also used differential equations. Shout out to one of my students, Aya Rahman, who's been studying Katherine Johnson in the math that she's been using. So shout out to one of my students who have been actually, like I said, she studied the formulas that Katherine Johnson used, and the formulas came out of calculus 3 and differential equations. And these are classes that students who are pursuing electrical and computer engineering had to take over at Morgan State University. Anyway, brother, let me ask you this before we look at this video, before we jump into this video. When did we know that Europeans, they were the ones who came up with this idea of the flat earth. They thought the earth was flat. Remember, they used to think that if they sailed, that they would fall off a cliff or some shit, right? Like they thought that at one point. So they were the ones that originally thought that the earth was flat. And so then, it was that whole idea was dismantled. When did they resurrect this flat earth theory? Like, like it died. And then when did it become popular again?
In America, the white people brought that flat earth society up. You gotta look for the flat earth society. You had like Copernicus and all them. You remember they figured out they because humans are earth centric, meaning they actually thought that the sun traveled around the earth. I mean, of course we would think that because we stand on earth, and then you look at it, you think it's going around it, but no, you had notable scientists that was like, no, that's not it. So they developed the heliocentric model. So from the heliocentric model, they already knew the earth wasn't flat, and they understood that the earth actually travels around the sun. Okay, so that idea that the earth was flat is brought by the Flat Earth Society, misinformation, foolery. You feel me? Nonsense, pseudo-scientific ideas. And so the African-American community, they don't study Copernicus and all of them. They study the Flat Earth Society. Okay, the conscious community study the Flat Earth Society. Okay, which is crazy. The ones that are screaming to the top of their lungs, racism, white supremacy, and white man science, they actually study discredited Europeans.
Just like when right, that my flat earth was a scam from the 1800s. I don't even know what you're talking about. I just said the Europeans. But all I said was that the Europeans, because we got to make sure we have listening comprehension skills. All I said was that Europeans were the originators. That whole idea of flat Earth originated with European people, right? And that's what I said. And I said eventually that idea, that theory, was destroyed, and then it began to get traction again. That's what I said. So I don't understand what you mean by that's not exactly right. It is right and exact that Europeans started the flat earth theory, and that at one point it died out. You didn't hear anything about it. It seemed like it was, I guess, a well-known truth or societal truth that the earth was round. And then next, now we start hearing about this flat earth stuff again. That's what I said. Okay, I just want to be
Yeah,
clear.
so you went. So we talking about time. She talking about the modern times. So and that's in the 1849. All right, where that the pseudoscientific belief that the Earth was flat originated with an English writer Samuel Robotham. Okay, in a pamphlet in 1849 is Zedic astronomy. Okay, so you're right. Both of y'all have a point. Okay,
I don't
but we
understand the
talking about
person's point
Europeans.
because I'm simply saying
Talking
that
about
Europeans,
Europeans.
it came from Europeans. So I don't even understand. I know you said this is a pseudo killer, but I don't even understand what the discrepancy is at this point, because
Ain't
all
no
I'm saying
discrepancy.
is that it came from Europeans, and that
Yeah,
at
yeah,
one
no, I'm
point,
saying.
at
Mhm.
one point it died out, and then next it's just now it's back, and just kind of wondering how did we get back here, and so
Because
that was my whole point. So
yeah, I
that
got
person
you.
went that person went left, but go ahead.
Conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, that person went left. I don't know.
International Flat Earth Research Society, okay, by Samuel Shelton. Okay. It's a conspiracy theory, man. All
Yeah.
right. And then they upped it, and then watch this on the onset of the internet era. Okay, and and technology and social media and YouTube and Twitter. Okay. And that started to make those individuals famous.
Right.
Lord Jamar and them, once again, and this is the overall point, okay, that me and you are actually talking about, is that they're using discredited European information, no matter
That
what
part.
time period it was.
That part on
That's the
that
emphasis.
part.
That's what you're trying to say. That's the emphasis on it, without getting super technical, right? And the funny part about it is, even when Europeans were talking about falling on the earth, there were explorers that understand you would not fall off the earth. A.E. Christopher Columbus, he knew you wasn't falling. He was getting maps and stuff from different Moors and stuff of that nature, right? And he knew that it wasn't flat. The people that was doing the nautical science understood it wasn't flat. Simple as that. There was always some people that thought it was flat, but Christopher Columbus and them didn't think they was gonna fall off nowhere.
Mm. Mm.
Obvious. But go ahead, Doc.
Right. Real
Play
talk.
that
Real
first
talk.
clip. Play
All
that
right.
first clip. And hold on. You got your sign? You only got, I can't even get you my sign.
Can you hear it, Ankh? Let me
No, I
make
can't
sure.
hear it.
All right, let me make sure. Hold on.
Fair usage.
Yeah, fair use. I say that. Please. Fair use. Fair use. Fair use.
I
Fair
gotta see
use.
that little thing.
Tell me if you can hear it. Can you tell me if you can hear it? Here we go.
In a vacuum of space.
I want to say
something.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
It's ridiculous.
Before we bring Professor David, here's my thing.
Man,
Let me fuck Professor.
And by the way,
Oh, did you hear that?
I heard him. But by the way, Professor Dave said that they took the video down off of Godfrey's channel. It's not there.
Yeah.
Find
Yeah.
it. All right.
I see why golf. That's his man. Lord Jamar is man. And I guess Jamal felt like he was showing an unfavorable, like, you know how I get. The same thing with Billy Carson. Take the video down, right? That only make it worse. We're on the internet. We're gonna get it. That's why it's important to reach out and talk to science communicators like me and Dr. Mayat. We understand the whole movement up and down. We understand the strengths and the weaknesses. This is what I made a whole career off of, understanding the strengths and weaknesses of the conscious community that has spread like wildfire. I knew it was in hip hop. Now it's prevalent. I knew it was going to spread. We was at the head of the curve, Doc. Now it's all on major platforms. Doc, guess what? We was ahead of that years ago. I've been waiting for these moments years ago. Tried to tell y'all that I got it before it was mainstream. I knew it. I understood it to be that. So yeah, this guy right here, he's actually he's not a guest, but he's actually on a podcast. I forget his name. We should know his name.
I forgot his name, but I know you're talking about.
They're
saying that this one right here is the one that invited Professor.
Yeah, he the one that called. Yes, he put Dave on there.
Yeah, he hit him up. But let me tell you what Professor Dave said. Professor Dave said that he called him because he actually disagreed with Lord Jamar. But he didn't have the tools to debate him or to combat what he was saying. And that's how Professor Dave, and he said initially he was apprehensive about it, but he was like, all right. But now I see why Professor Dave came in strong, because Lord Jamar, you heard what he said.
Go back. Run it back. Run it back. Right. We want to make sure. Because what pseudos do is they misconstrue conversations and get sensitive, You know what I'm saying? Once you got them and beat them up, right? They'll start the conversation off at the wrong point. So first of all, Professor Dave was already there listening to this. So go ahead. This is what he said. Who threw the first shot? Being honest.
Go ahead.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
Before we bring Professor Dave, here's my thing. Man, let me fuck Professor Dave.
Go ahead.
Before he even get here. You know why? When it comes to hip hop, right? There's questions I have to ask because he spent his life studying being a part of hip hop. To take the people that have spent their lifetime understanding physics, science, all kinds of things.
Don't matter.
It is absurd. It would be the equivalency if I took an internet dude.
That does not matter.
Let me finish. If I took an internet dude who got a couple of tracks and asked him about the history of hip hop, it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's one person.
But what about you say scientists, right, that have been studying for a long time?
Fair
But
use,
there
fair
are
use,
people
fair
that in
use.
these professions that are there to lie, just like medical apartheid against African Americans. There are trained doctors
when you
that
follow
have lied
the money,
to black people about health.
I pause that right there, Doc.
Whatever the money tells them to
Nobody
say.
is saying that didn't happen.
No scientist is
Nobody's saying
getting
that didn't
funded.
Doc,
if
pause
they
that
do
right
not
there.
pay what the money wants them.
All right, let's talk about that. So he's doing a normal conscious community, combat real science, using racist, scientific racism things. He's doing that. Medical apartheid.
But let's not act like it didn't exist.
No, that's not the
Okay.
point I'm making.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Nah.
All right. All right.
No, they're acting like it didn't exist because they're not explaining what really happened. They're explaining something that didn't happen. Okay. What happened was you had some wild people who wasn't using science come up with some wild, crazy, racist ideas. That wasn't the whole scientific community. That wasn't all the doctors. That wasn't all the medicine. That wasn't that. You got some wild Europeans that was wild. They wasn't even listening to the scientists, obviously, because they was practicing pseudoscience. So it was pseudoscientists that was doing these things right here with the misinformation and all that. And oh, by the way, let's just say it was the scientific community. What did they got to do now? What about now? What about how things have changed? You can't stay stuck, Doc. If you stay stuck, you're going to be a marginalized group. You're going to be super marginalized. Now we're going to affect the health of our community based off of we don't trust white people. We're not going to do vaccines. We're going to trust Dr. Sabi. We're not going to trust this because of medical part. Yo, how long do you keep saying that? At what point do you, as an African American, participate in the game that's going on? What's the game? Science, right? High level medical science, evolution, anthropology. When do you stop saying that and actually participate in the thing because your ancestors participated in it? Absolutely. You can't show me a time where African Americans wasn't a part of science. You can't show me that the whole thing about inoculation come from West Africa to the Americas. West Africa is at the forefront of that when we talk about as far as America. There's other places where China, they took the pus and kind of dried it out, the sores and dried it out and blew up your nose, right? There's another place in Constantinople where they might have been trying it, but it was prevalent in West Africa. This is the precursor to Edwin Jenner's work on vaccines. This is in America where Europe, where the African-American slave colonies, the thing that affected them during the pandemics, during the 1700s, it wasn't the smallpox because they knew how to deal with that. It was actually starving for not having food because the Europeans were super sick and couldn't do that type of work, Doc. And so that's not a time period where we have not added to science. We lead the world the first 2 million years of hominids in Africa, science on tools and all that stuff. So to continue to promote that, it's important to talk about the apartheid. It's important to talk about how people misrepresented science. It's important to talk about the evil ways of racism, white supremacy in the medical industry. That's so important. But you got to tell the whole damn story, though.
Tell the whole
That's
story.
all
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Tell the whole story. And what Brother Ankh is talking about, that history of our participation in science, even in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Family, I just dropped the link in the chat. Click on that link. You can download a paper that Brother Ankh and I wrote and published with the National Society of Black Engineers, Black Excellence in Science and Technology Journal that was just published last year. You can actually view it and you can download this paper. So the stuff that he's saying, the information that he's providing with you, family, just click that link. It's in the chat. You can view it and download it. All right, let's continue, Brother Ankh.
Them to say, sir.
Okay, that's conspiracy.
Science, no, it's
that's
not. It's
fact.
real.
Yeah,
It's a fucking fact.
But you don't get to
Science
say that
is a
everything
religion
is that
now.
way. You don't
Science
get to say
is
that.
a religion. It is not,
Science is not
what
a
you
religion.
think it is.
That's
Oh, yes, it
ridiculous.
is.
That's
And
ridiculous.
This is
people.
great.
Science is not a religion. Let's talk
That's-
about that, Ankh.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. Because they promote that. They do promote that science is a religion. And I remember you were accused of that. Remember there was some internal things going on with the Arm and Raw squad. I remember shout out to Sister Naya and them. And remember they accused you of that. You're treating science like a religion. Remember they kept calling you they said you suffer from scientism.
That was Sanjetti. Once I beat him up,
yeah,
I beat him up.
Yeah, you were
Saul was
accused
like,
of that.
That's on the show. Y'all can go back and see that. Saul was like, I don't think he's practicing that. See, Saul always had my back on that, right? That's no, bro. I'm not practicing scientism. I'm saying what you're talking about, you're just wrong. Right? That's wrong. Like science wasn't saying that humans was monkeys. That was the pseudoscience saying that. Listen, bro. Listen, Doc. Look, come on now. Look, if don't nobody got this. Types of humankind. Don't nobody got this research, right? Because right here you got George Giddens. All right, you got Samuel Morton, you got Clark Knox. People don't know who Samuel Morton is. People don't know who Mr. Morton is. Mr. Morton is the father of scientific racism. And even he, in the midst of that, changed his mind about who the Egyptians was. So I'm just saying, we go back to the origin of this. Come on, because watch this. During Morton's time, you already had Charles Darwin talking about stuff in the 1800s. So I'm just saying, real science was there for people. So I don't know, Doc. I'm saying is we can't keep promoting this narrative where Lord Jamar, a figure in hip hop, respected figure in hip hop, got the world thinking this is how we think. Yo, hip hop is worldwide, yo. Everybody got to watch their mouth. That's why I fought with certain people in hip hop. Because it goes around the world. These people are influential, Doc. And I'm saying is, if you don't understand science, shut the hell up because the boogeyman is waiting around the corner for you. And it's serious. That's my point. Like you should be able to you should say, well, as a hip hop artist, I just don't understand that. And get out of it. And just because you make us look bad. The world thinks African Americans are hip hop, meaning most of us ain't running around gangbanging, cussing black women out, Doc. But that's the imagery they got, though, right?
Right. And I'm just thinking, what an oxymoron, right? To say science and religion, even in the same, you know what I mean? Like science it's a religion. Like, do we really understand what religion is and what science is? You know what I mean? Like to say that science is a religion, you know what I mean? No, it's not a religion. You know, it's not a religion. Okay. It's far from that. They're actually diametrically opposed to one another when you think about it, right? But go ahead, brother.
Mike Jones is a pseudo. Don't read, he's a pseudo. Pick up the Mike Jones pseudo. I'm gonna make you famous. You're a flaming pseudo. Listen, Doc, just because I don't believe doesn't mean I don't understand. Religion is a tool created by human beings in different cultures at different times. It's a culture container of ideas and concepts dealing with certain areas and certain geographies. It's what early humans used once they got to that stage, right, to inform themselves on certain things. Just that simple. It's a social construct. It includes dance. It includes sacred temples. It includes sacred ancestry, sacred ideas and texts and all that. There's no real definition of what a religion is, Doc. Anyone will fit. There's no scholarly consensus on it. Science is also a human endeavor.
Keep building.
Produced by different cultures through time. There is no white man science. Science was not created by white people. Science was created by humanity. We'll talk about it in your class, Doc. There's steps in science.
Yeah, I want to get to that. I want to build on that too. That's a good segue into this. So we, just again, going to Chat GPT, asking the question, what's the difference between religion and science? The main differences between science and religion are, first, methodology. Look at that, methodology. And we talked about that a whole lot over the years. What is your methodology, right? So it says science relies on empirical evidence, observation, experimentation, and the scientific method. And I could bring on my young guy and Yame to come break down the scientific method. Look, and brother Ankh, the boy is so sharp. Shout out to my Watoto and Yame and his parents, the Fatius. The boy is so sharp. I asked him what's the difference between the science, because I told him the engineering design process. And I said, well, what's the difference between the scientific method and the engineering design process? And he was able to break that down as well. But anyway, so methodology, right? Science relies on empirical evidence, observation, experimentation, and the scientific method, right? Claims are tested, falsified, and refined over time. Whereas with religion, it says it relies on faith, sacred texts, spiritual experiences, and tradition. Beliefs are often accepted as divine truths and are not typically subject to empirical testing. All right. So they differ in methodology. They also differ in epistemology, right? For science, it says knowledge is derived from evidence that can be observed, measured, and independently verified. It is open to questioning and revision. Whereas with religion, knowledge often comes from divine revelation, scripture, spiritual insight, which is accepted as authoritative and unchanging. See, it never changes. It never changes, right? Scope and goals. Science focuses on understanding the natural world and the laws governing it. Its goals is to explain phenomenon and solve practical problems. Religion explores questions of meaning, purpose, morality, and the supernatural. Its goals is often spiritual enlightenment, moral guidance, or salvation. 4, flexibilities of beliefs. Science, it says dynamic and self-correcting. Science is self-correcting. We talk about that often. Hypotheses and theories are revised and discarded in light of new evidence. Religion, generally static, rooted in tradition and faith. Doctrines are less likely to change as they are often seen as eternal truths. 5, verification. Science requires repeatability and verification by multiple independent observers. So you got to be able to repeat it, brother Ankh. We talk about that a whole lot. You got to be able to repeat it, right? Religion relies on personal faith, communal belief, or authority rather than empirical validation. 6, focus of inquiry. Science addresses how things work, mechanisms, and processes, whereas religion addresses why things exist, purpose and meaning. 7, and I'll land my plane, conflict and complementarity. While science and religion often conflict on topics like the origin of the universe, evolution, or the age of the earth, they can also complement each other. It says, for example, religion can provide ethical guidance on how scientific advancements should be used. It says, and science can enhance religious appreciation for the complexity of creation. Brother Ankh, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, them last couple of statements, your Chat GPT is having fun in them last little.
You talk about that 7. Yeah,
that is.
Conflict and complementary. But that's opinion. But they nailed it. Chat GPT nailed it with a lot of those main differences when you talk about methodology, when you talk about purpose, when you talk about epistemology. Chat GPT was on it. Chat GPT was on it.
That's another tool that people are acting like you shouldn't have. That's crazy. The world around you is using those tools. You can actually have a fight. You can have a fight with your Chat GPT.
Oh yeah, I've had.
Do it all the time. Go back and forth. Yeah. You missed that part. Why'd you say that? Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't know about that part. You're right. Let me put. So listen.
I mean, it's AI. I don't think people understand what AI is. It's AI, and is AI going to always get it right? Absolutely. I mean, absolutely not. Like when you go and you look up Chat GPT, they'll tell you like it's a disclaimer at the bottom to tell you that it can be wrong. And it's time that I've used it. Yeah, it tells you. And it's times that I've used it. And I was like, nah, that's not accurate, you know? And I'll go back and forth with it and I'll say, okay, I'll correct myself and I'll update my data. You know what I mean? And it pushes forward. But that's AI. That's machine learning. That's what we call it. Machine learning, artificial intelligence and machine learning. But go ahead, Brother Ankh.
Well, you got a whole thing pushing scientific literacy. You got camps. Widget, put your thing up. Let's go over that. Your website. I think that's essential right here.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
And why you do what you do. And why it's so important. So we ain't standing around out there like Lord Jamar and Towers Herm. I mean, Howard Terrence Howard. You never want to look like that for the rest of the world. You want to show up, right? You want to show up like our ancestors used to show up when they got on camera, very well spoken, you know, understood the laws, rules, regulations. Yeah, right here, right? Look, conscious ingenuity. Listen, it's based in STEM. You got a whole video talking about that, how important this is. Pull those stats up, Doc. Talk about those stats for a minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, these stats right here. So it says, why conscious ingenuity? First of all, our schools are underfunded. And we know that most of our children attend the public school system, right? Or public schools in urban communities. And a lot of them are underfunded. You know, many of them are underfunded. And because they're underfunded, these schools don't have the resources to properly, I would say, host like STEM programs, right? Adequate STEM programs, or adequately expose our children to STEM in the way that it should be exposed. They don't have the resources, Brother. And no disrespect, but when you walk into some of these schools, you know, you got the librarian teaching electricity, and not saying that a librarian can't teach electricity, but as I've been explaining to folks, that person's knowledge will be very limited, right? When they're teaching these children, because that's just not their field of expertise, right? And so you'll have people who are non-experts in these schools teaching science, technology. Like, for example, initially I was going to put Jalen in, it's a tech school, Western Votech. It's a high school it's in a city, actually. Western Votech is in a city over in West Baltimore. But I was going to put him in that school for high school. And when I went to go visit them, they said, yeah, we got an artificial intelligence program and a machine learning program. And, you know, that's my fit. You know, I'm in electrical engineering, and you know that AI and cybersecurity, all of those are sub-disciplines in electrical engineering. And so anyway, that's, you know, I'm like, oh man, well, let me meet the instructors. I'm talking to the damn instructor. And I asked him, I said, well, do you have a background in AI, in machine learning? And he flat out told me no. And what I noticed is a lot of those teachers that I met during the open house night, they just did not have the background. So these are non-experts teaching our babies STEM, which they shouldn't be. And so, but that happens in schools that are underfunded. Okay. And so then you also have in our schools, it says no algebra. It says most Black students do not take algebra until the 10th or 11th grade. 25% of predominantly Black high schools do not even offer algebra 2. That's a problem. Because when you get to the university, we expect you to know calculus. We expect you to place in a calc course when you get to us. And if you don't, you are going to be behind, because in your first class, your first introduction to electrical engineering class, you need to know at least algebra, right? And then when you get to your first real engineering class, you have to know calculus 1, calculus 2, and differential equations. So we're not preparing our children in high school to take those higher level mathematics. You're done, okay? It says right here, Black and Latino students learn fundamental STEM principles later in their education than white students. Look at this, low engineering representation. Black people make up approximately 5% of scientists and engineers. Brother Ankh, that's a problem. That's a major problem, Brother Ankh, when we're literally heading into an era where the economy will be based on technology. And so if you don't have some sort of STEM background, you think the racial wealth gap is wide now. Wait until we have an economy that is totally dependent on technology. We'll be locked out. So that is why I founded Conscious Ingenuity. I want to give our people a shot at this, brother Ankh. Expose them to science, expose them to STEM, expose them to engineering and mathematics. And Ankh, look at the team. What I'm doing also is bridging the gap between, hold on, let me go to meet the team. Bridging the gap between black engineers in the community. Because typically our people, they come to the university, they get their degree in engineering, they go work for Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and all of these, defense contractors, and they don't come back to the community to teach. These students are actually matriculating through the program and have now committed themselves to coming back to teaching. And all of these students that you're looking at, brother Ankh, sat in my class for 1 to 3 semesters. And now they have committed themselves to teaching or being conscious ingenuity instructors. 2 of these students have already graduated. Shout out to Chaz Padella. He's working in the field right now. And shout out to Olatobi Kadiri. He's working in the field right now. And they're still committed to my vision. And that is to advance the Black community through science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. I land my plane, brother Ankh.
Mm-hmm. So you got a comment by King Hercules. He said, y'all forgetting that they built the pyramids with what we call pseudoscience. Like, no, the pyramids don't get built with pseudoscience. They will fall out.
Yeah, absolutely not.
They use engineering there, bro.
They use engineering, material science. They use physics. They use physics, material science. They use mathematics. What are you talking about? That's somebody that hasn't studied though, brother Ankh. So let's continue. Let's continue.
But that lies the problem of African Americans coming off of slave ships, being marginalized, and putting more emphasis. So it puts you in a position when you're always losing because you're overwhelmed by slavery. You're outnumbered. You're gonna fall into a mystical point, right? And they wasn't allowing you to read. That was illegal to read, right? And when you did read, you learned how to read through the Bible, and you latched on to them stories. So when something decent happened, you thought it was based off your reading and believing in the Bible. So over time, we've put more emphasis on religion. You got more pastors, more churches on the corners in Baltimore, Maryland, than you have science programs. And so religion is here in our community, and science is deemed the white man in our community.
Absolutely.
I'll say this again. Religion is high priority. You're not sitting around dinner having high-level scientific conversation, not unless you're in my household or Doc's household.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You're going to have a Bible on the table as opposed to science magazines on the table. Predominantly. I'm not going to speak in absolutes. So our key tool in the African-American community is our religion and what church we go to and all this, right? And science is marginalized, right, as the white man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
So I just want to put that out there. They both can be tools, but the ratio should never be this. You know what I'm saying? It should never be this. If the ratio was this, I can understand it because human beings are just spooked out anyway. But it's you got to have a certain level. Put it this way: your intellectuals just getting all that time on these big platforms should not be pseudo-based or religious-based like that. That's my point I'm making. But go ahead, Doc.
All right, because remember the time, Ankh. I just want you to be cognizant of the time. So I gotta be out of here.
I
gotta be out of here. I gotta be out of here in 15 minutes.
So play the clips. You can't stay too long. You said, go ahead. We got the show tomorrow, though, remember?
Yeah, absolutely. But let's rock out. I just want to be mindful of time.
Worship at the altar of science. And these people are your new fucking
fair use,
deacons and bishops, and you believe that they have the power. They're closer to God than anybody else. No. Hang on a second. My whole disclaimer before we even start this bullshit, okay, is that hang on. I issued a challenge, Godfrey, to even come here to talk to Mr. Whoever, scientist man, that if he can present me a working model of a ball that water sticks to the outside of it. Yes, as it rotates, I'll gladly sit down and have a talk with him. He hasn't showed me such model.
And brother Ankh, this is the same thing that he said to me on the phone when you reached out. Show me how water sticks to a ball. And I remember you said the earth is not a ball. But anyway, let's keep going. Check your cell phone.
I can give you a model right now. as we sit here.
Oh, is Dave around? Is he there?
He's on.
Can he hear us?
A model right now.
I can hear you guys.
Hey, Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Dave. It's Godfrey. How
With
are
a
you? I don't
concave
see
bowl.
you.
Doing good.
You're doing good.
Can you guys see me?
Hey.
What up, Dave?
Dave, are you Dave the scientist?
I'm the one that contacted you, Dave.
Are you Dave the scientist?
He's the one
I'm a
that
science
contacted.
communicator.
Science communicator. Well, hey, how you doing? First
What
time
does that
meeting
mean?
you.
difference?
I'm doing
Science
good.
communicator.
Science communicator. Okay. Well, here you are. You do not believe in the flat Earth theories, and you are. I've been taught that the Earth has been round for a long time, and when the flat Earth thing came around, I said, "Okay, what's this about?" And then I listened to some of the flat Earth stuff, and you know what? Some of the stuff made sense. I was like, that kind of makes sense. And then when you hear about what you've always been learning about, well, that kind of makes sense. And then when I talk to Dave, when I talked to a fighter pilot,
Fair use, fair
they
use,
go
fair
like
use.
50,000 feet, way higher than commercial jet. I say, have you seen curvature? He goes, yeah, we see the curvature of the Earth. That's what he said. I was like,
I've seen multiple videos where they say no.
You talk about we're
it's
supposed to
straight.
take care of your video over a pilot who has thousands of hours.
We've
This is-
seen
this is
multiple,
like-
multiple
just
pilots
ask-
say
So-
that it's
So Dave, who's
Yes.
who's gonna go first? Tell us, Dave, why you are against what he believes. How about that?
Yeah, flat Earth is the dumbest hoax in human history. Jamar
Oh, Ankh, you heard that. He started off like, man, it's the dumbest hoax, he said, in human history.
It is. It's a hoax. It's pseudoscience. It's misinformation.
Information.
And it's a European endeavor. It's not an African endeavor. Okay, it's just not. It's a whole European pseudoscientific idea. So anybody promoting that is promoting Europeans who didn't understand. There are intelligent Europeans that you can promote that will say different, like Copernicus and them. Okay, but you don't promote that. You promote the pseudoscientific Europeans and then call science Europeans when science ain't European. Science is actually a human endeavor. The wildest turn of events ever. But go ahead, Doc.
just watched some videos by Eric Dubé, who just spews a bunch of bullshit, memorized what he says, and repeats it and pretends to be intelligent. Instead, everything you say is so insanely stupid and can be disproven with like middle school level physics.
See,
Really?
So yeah, we can go ahead and you can
Let's
rattle off
do
your
it.
How
debate
show?
talking points,
Do
and
you have a
I'll tell you how
working
you're
model of a ball that has water sticking to the outside of it? Can you show me a
wrong. Okay,
working model
wet
of
a
that?
tennis ball.
But- Yes, wet.
It has
And
nothing to
that,
do
but
with
no.
anything.
That's
What
not
do
water
you even-
sticking to
what
a
does that even
ball.
mean?
That's saturation of water on the
Okay,
ball.
so
I
let's
want you to
see.
show me where water sticks to the outside of a ball
Yeah.
Did you see Godfrey face, brother Ankh? Hold on.
as it spins. It doesn't go to the
Okay,
equator of
so-
the ball and
All right,
spin
buddy,
off.
I heard what you said. I
Show
heard what
me
you
a
said.
working
I'm not
model,
gonna
sir.
talk
That's-
about it.
hang on.
You said something very
Show
stupid. I'm
me
gonna
a
explain to
working
you how it's
model.
stupid.
Okay.
The reason
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too.
Freeze. You gotta freeze that. You
Yeah,
gotta get that ad out of there.
I just do like this,
Oh, because I don't got no ads on mine neither.
is
though,
because
Doc.
the Earth is extremely
Oh, that's
massive,
cool.
so it generates a very large gravitational field. When water falls off of a ball, whatever ball you're talking about, to the Earth, it's because of the large gravitational field exerted by the Earth. So when you're talking about water sticking to a ball, your desired demonstration of gravity fails because gravity exists.
No.
Things fall to
Freeze
the
that. Freeze
There-
that, Doc.
Density
Freeze
and
that.
buoyancy, sir. Gravity is not some
Okay,
magical
density is
thing
not a
that
force.
makes things
Density is a
drop
scalar.
to the
Density is
ground.
not a force.
It depends the
Buoyancy
medium
only
that it
exists
is
where
in.
gravity
If I
exists.
drop something in this
Hey,
water,
kiddo, shut
depending
up.
on
Hold on,
how
hold on.
heavy
You
it
can't
is,
just-
No,
it's
like
going
you
to
can't do it. You
sink
can't just
or
talk over it.
float.
Wait, I
Freeze
want
that, Doc.
but
Density.
I want-
Go ahead, brother Ankh.
Okay, what Dave just basically said was, being as though the size of the Earth, okay, it attracts a lot of gravity. Okay, so a ball that you would have this size of a ball does not attract enough gravity, doesn't make enough to have a whole lot of gravity on it. So if you're standing on Earth and you pour some water on it, the water is going to fall off the ball and go back to the earth because what? Everything always, gravity is going to center mass. Same with the water.
Right.
Right? Gravity is putting everything to the center. Okay. So they're going to get into the up and down. Wherever you stand is down. Right? No matter where you stand, you down. It's going to be down. Going in this direction, it's going to be down. So if you standing on this part of the ball, right, that's down. If you stand on this part of the ball, right, your feet is going to be standing, it's going to be down. So it's actually pulling everything to the center. So any water on this ball, right, based off the amount of gravity that is not affecting, it's going to go back to the largest object, which is Earth, right, which is going to push it down to the center. That man don't understand that. Lord Jamar actually think that Dave is a nut. This is what we go through all the time. It's physics. It's understanding gravity. You have African Americans that clearly understand physics and add the physics. You got Neil deGrasse Tyson, just to mention one. We're in the field. You got sisters, 2 young teenagers, right, that figured out a mathematical formula that they couldn't even figure out. 2 African American sisters. So I'm saying, yo, this is look, man, hip hop need to shut the hell up when it comes to this. If they don't educate themselves or have more conversation with us. They look, they all sneak and watch our channels, Doc. They're in the bush. But when it comes time to give them some love, oh, we support white people. It's crazy. We are the protection mechanism for the African American community. We doing what other people do for their community. They protect them. They give them the knowledge and the wisdom. Yo, we are the alarm system, Doc. But go ahead.
First of all, this guy came out real disrespectful, talk about the stupidest shit. Like if he was in this room, I'd be smacking the shit out of him right now.
First
of all,
okay, it's all bullshit.
Right, sir?
You
know that, right?
What you say to the
you know that, right?
The entire body of scientific knowledge. Let me respond to the insanely stupid thing you said.
I want you to respond to my. Let him talk. Okay, we're gonna talk about what pseudoscience.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead, Dave.
Density is not a force. It requires a force to produce an acceleration. Things accelerate towards the Earth. Density is a scalar. It's not a force. It can't make things move. Buoyancy, there's a buoyant force, but it has gravity in the equation. Buoyancy only exists when gravity exists.
When gravity, the secret sauce.
Here's the problem with your density bullshit. You think that things fall down because the air is less dense. The air is less dense above the object too. So why the fuck don't things fall up?
Things do fall up, you fucking asshole. Bubbles go up, you stupid fuck. Fucking evaporation goes up, you dickhead. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's like, not a. That's because there's wind.
Because it's lighter than the fucking density it's in.
How can a fly defy gravity?
How can a fucking tadpole defy gravity? You fucking shithead.
Tadpole defy gravity? What the?
Yes. How does anything swim through? If gravity is holding down oceans that are tons of fucking of fucking force. How does anything swim through the ocean? How do you fucking lift your legs off the fucking ground? You fucking cockbag.
Let him answer you. Muscles. Birds have wings, right? You can
Woo! Lord Jamar, it's like it got under his skin. Like Brother Ankh, what do you say about? I mean, I know dudes talk trash, but I was like, damn, it was like he called him all kinds of names. You douchebag, you this, you that. Like,
yeah, he's an out of control, dangerous pseudo. That's why Jamal is doing that. And so now he know he in trouble. See, yo, when you think you can't get hit, right? And you get hit, you realize you're in trouble. He realized now all that crazy mumble jumble stuff he was saying that sounded slick on that show. Now it's crumbling with a couple words. Now he realized he in trouble. Now he know he didn't messed up. That's what now this what the pseudo do. Now they start talking crazy because they trying to do a hostile escape. Now they trying to figure out a way to get out of that when all he had to do was have a conversation with us, Doc. I just was trying to have a cordial conversation with him to educate him on let's look up some things in real time. Let's have an intelligent conversation, yo. We talking hip hop. You got people in hip hop that's around us but won't push them ideas neither. Yo, I'm not gonna say no names because they pseudoscientists too. Right? So he had his opportunity You know what I'm saying? And I suppose after this interview, he ain't gonna talk to me, yo.
No,
Why
Lord
would he
Jamar
talk
cool.
to me?
Lord Jamar cool. He ain't tripping.
Nah, man, he's not cool right there,
He ain't,
Doc.
no, I'm saying in terms of talking to you, right? Let's put it in context. So you said I don't think he's gonna talk to me. And what I'm saying is he's not
say what?
that
And say
he
the
not
same
that
thing?
sensitive. He not that sensitive.
I can't tell.
All right, here we go.
They have
Which
wings.
allows you to accelerate. Right? Doesn't that make sense? If you jump or if you throw a ball, you're exerting force and you are counteracting gravity until that momentum runs out. You throw a ball, it goes up, and then it falls back down.
Speaking
Why do
of
things fall down?
Speaking of momentum, do things
No.
need
Not
energy?
Why do
speaking
things-
of
why do
you
things
changing
fall
the
down?
Subject. Why don't things fall
Why
up?
do-
Why
why
do
do-
things only fall down?
why do they-
You said,
The
why
air
do
is less
things
dense
fall
above
up?
the
No.
ball.
Why do
does
things
it
fall down
up?
only? Why don't they fall up? This is what he said.
Again, light things will rise.
Only with wind,
Dense.
which is a
No,
force.
it's not only with wind.
Things don't float. Nothing
Why
floats.
doesn't a ball fall up? The air above
Because
the ball
it is
less dense than the
dense.
ball.
Because it is
Because
dense.
what's that?
The air
ball
is more
is
dense than the
dense.
ball? Is
The-
that what you're saying
That
now?
don't even make sense. That's not even what
The
you're,
ball
what you're
is
saying.
dense. If it's in regular air, it will fall to the ground.
in
If
regular
it was
air.
in,
Why
if
does it
it
fall
was
up?
in,
Isn't
say
the air
a
above the ball
gel,
less
if it
dense
was
than
in
the
a
ball?
gel, what is it? What's the ball gonna do?
Okay, I
It's
don't
just
know
gonna
about what
stop
the fuck you're
there,
talking about
right?
the gel. In the air, why
There's
doesn't a ball
it
fall
depends
up?
on the
air
medium.
is
Can't
less
ask
dense
Why
the
does
than
it
question
fall
and then
up? What does falling up have to do with
Fair
anything?
use, fair
I don't
use, fair
understand
use.
what
you,
you're
think
talking
he
that
about.
said
everything-
he
you
said
said
what?
there's no such thing as
you
gravity.
You said there's
Why
no
is
such
there a
thing in
preferred
gravity.
direction of falling? Why do things fall down to the ground?
Because they're heavy. Because they have density.
Okay,
That's why.
what is heavy? What is weight? Do you even know what weight is?
Oh my
What's weight?
goodness.
Tell me the definition of weight.
It's your fucking head on your fucking
Ooh.
shoulders, you fat
Oh,
head
someone's getting a
bitch.
little sassy because he
Like,
doesn't know the answer to the
bro,
question. What
we're
is
not
man.
here and talk about all these.
We're not going to sit here and define words that you don't
Yes,
know. that you're
define
trying to
words. We're talking about what's heavy and what's light.
use. Yeah. So what does fucking heavy mean, dumbass? You said the word heavy. What is heavy? What is weight? What is weight?
It look like Professor Dave. That look like he getting a little upset, brother Ankh. You
That's
know, he
Dave.
like,
Dave don't care. Dave not
Yeah.
worrying about the African American community attacking him. Dave don't care about the racist Europeans attack. Dave don't care. Dave is communicating that thing. See, everybody think that I'm the ignorant one. That's the game they play. Man, you don't say you think about that. I was trying to tell him that you're gonna find individuals that don't care about the color of your skin. And gonna have the same energy you put out with them, they're gonna put out with you. Dave ain't attached to an institution where he can't say. He gonna say what he want to say. He gonna make that point there.
I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
What does that mean? You don't know the definitions of the words you're using,
Bro.
Should I define
Okay,
weight? How do we
tell him-
define it?
Yeah,
Tell us
define
what weight
weight.
is.
Here I go.
Look it up if you
A
want. Look it
body's
up on the internet.
relative. Oh, here we go. A body's relative mass or the quantity of matter contained by it, giving rise to a downward force. The heaviness, and then of course the heaviness of a person or thing.
By virtue of its position in a gravitational field. Things have weight because gravity
See,
exists.
you say these things. These
You
are
tell me the
definitions.
of words.
These are
and I don't
definitions
know
that
what to
are
say.
given by people who are
Who
here
study things
to
and actually
who
know
are here
things.
to reinforce a certain position. I'm talking
Sweetie,
about common
money
sense
can't
shit.
change
Did
the
he just
laws
say
of
sweetie?
physics.
Are
There's
you
no
fucking
amount
homo?
of money that
Did
can
this-
change the
Yo,
laws of physics.
did this nigga just say sweetie? Yo,
There's no conspiracy here. You can't change what gravity
listen.
is.
I'm
or how
talking about common
electromagnetism
sense.
works.
I'm not getting
You
into all of this.
You're not talking
Do you
about
feel like you're
common
moving?
sense has nothing to do
Do
with
you
any of this
feel
stuff.
like you're
You
moving?
can't just intuit how the laws of physics work. You have
Bro.
to probe them and learn about them, study them.
Listen,
That's what
we know
education is.
about these things, bro. And
Go ahead.
all
Appreciate
this
we
shit
do.
we're
and you
talking
don't.
about
You should learn
is
it.
some bullshit.
Appreciate
Like,
that.
do you
Yeah, the laws of physics is not going to change because you do not understand the laws of physics, yo. A conspiracy theory is not going to change the laws of physics. We have African Americans that clearly understand the laws of physics. Okay, we have qualified people in these fields. Don't let your local rapper make the community look wild and crazy. Hold them to the standard. That's all we do around here is hold them to the standard. There's a standard that the African American community has produced. We're not going to let wild individuals in hip hop, who that's all they can do, lower our standards, no matter how you think it feel. When we pushed vaccines and understanding vaccines, they attacked us. Right? Portions of the hip hop community attacked us. Craziest thing, the conscious community attacked us. You Dr. Sabi. I know people right now where their sons died based off of the treatment of Dr. Sabi, where they could have got help. We're gonna do a show on that, Doc. How many African Americans have lost their lives because the treatment that they could have received, they could have changed their trajectory of the thing they had, but they went with Dr. Sabi. We don't talk about that. It's complete foolery. They got us somewhere in the Stone Age with how we thinking. They got us running around like Stone Age hunter gatherers, where you could take the herb, but that's all it was the herb. That's all they had in the Stone Age. Hunter gatherers, 10,000 BCE. All they had was the herbs, right? And to a certain degree, herbs were effective. Why? Because we wasn't all mixed in with different animals. We had our space. We didn't have a million population, you know what I'm saying, in a city. We didn't have all that. We didn't have large surpluses of food, which could bring pestilence and all that. We wasn't all in all types of ecological niches where we ain't supposed to be. Right now, Homo sapiens sapien is in every ecological niche. Homo sapiens sapiens right now is getting the other animals sick. Zoonotic transfers go both ways. So when you talk about herbs in a hunter-gatherer stage, man, it wasn't all that. Now, right now, there's disease, there's pestilence. You breathe in trillions of viruses every single day. Come on, man. And we letting hip hop, and that's right, I'm saying hip hop, because y'all not calling them out. Y'all letting Lord Jamar get popular off of that bull crap. All of them. We got people we know right now. I ain't even gonna say their name, just promoting misinformation over the color of our skin. And we let them get away with that. And we throw tomatoes at me when I bring the experts to talk about it. It's the craziest thing ever, yo. And they all say, I'm using the white man. So I ain't using no damn white man. What the hell is y'all talking about? It's not a such thing.
Do you know about crepuscular rays? What are crepuscular rays?
It appears to diverge because of perspective, kind of like railroad tracks.
What do you mean
right?
appears to diverge?
It appears to, from the perspective, from your perspective.
So can you trace the rays back to its source?
What do you mean? Yeah, okay, there's the sun. Sure. What?
How far away?
You know what you're trying to
how
say.
far
Like
away is the sun? Is the sun 93 million miles away?
Okay, you already changed the set. You're already jumping away from the thing that you brought up.
No. It's not a matter. I'm talking about common sense, bro.
Is the sun still 93 million miles away, Dave?
Okay, but
and if it was, why do we have crepuscular rays?
Answer. I want to see where he's getting at.
Why it doesn't? Why do the railroad tracks appear to converge with distance? It's the same concept. It doesn't matter how fucking far away the sun is.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? Y'all say it's 93 million miles away.
Yeah, and
that's what these same people that you're talking about, all the definitions, say is the truth. So what are you saying? That it's not?
No, of course it is. I'm saying that it has absolutely
so how does what is crepuscular rays? How do you explain crepuscular rays?
By what I just fucking told you with the railroad tracks. Do railroad tracks appear to converge with distance?
Yes, but at some point you would not be able to see.
At which point? At which point?
At some point, I don't know the exact distance of what.
Man.
Yeah,
so
you can't see something.
Let's go with you.
But you still can see the sun. This 93 million miles away is ridiculous.
Okay, so the sun's right up there in the sky, right? So why can't we go up and see it? Why does the
well, there's videos of people where they are actually above the sun in planes and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a video where people are above the sun. Is that right? Or are you completely full of shit?
Nope.
Above the sun.
People pull it up. Let's find the video.
Are they above the sun?
Well,
do you see anything in those folders that say anything like that?
The sun is above.
Brother people are above the sun. What did he say? People.
You ain't just saying anything. This is your teachers. These are the people who who are educating our community now. I'm saying these are the TikTokers, the TikTok Indians, all that. They're in the Stone Age on TikTok for no apparent reason. They've ran from YouTube because we've raised the standard of what YouTube is in our community. I'm not talking about other communities. I'm talking about our particular community. We have raised the standard. You have to have a source. Talk with your sources because you're not an expert. We talk about all these things. On TikTok, you can say all of that, right? You top notch on TikTok. Lord Jamar is top notch, but not when it comes to the standard. He's a raving lunatic at this point. And I like Lord Jamar.
I about to say I love Lord Jamar. That's my guy. That's a shout out to Lord Jamar and the Brand Newbie. They did some great work. You know,
Right,
Brand
but
Newbie about some great work in hip hop. You know,
yeah, but
so
not now.
So he does.
Not
He does.
now. But not now. You have to grow. I can't do it, Doc. Like if your work is not growing, then you're actually doing us a disservice. Because what may have been true 20 years ago doesn't have to be true now. That's why we deal with science. Religion stays right there. Science is not concerned with the truth. It works in approximates. It's counterintuitive. Your senses aren't going to help you. So you stand there looking at the sun and say the moon is bigger than the sun. That's your eyesight. You're wrong. We can measure it. We can measure how long it takes for the sun rays to reach our eyes in 8 seconds. We can measure it. We know the size and shape of the sun. We know the size and shape of the moon. But you can't look at your eyes. It looks like the moon is bigger. Look with your eyes. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. Nah, man. We should not allow. Hold on. Let's say this. I always felt like hip hop was an educational force, part of it in the African American community. Last time I checked, it started around social issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if it started around social issues, we're talking about a social issue of education. Am I correct? So hip hop should always be responsible with social issues. Hip hop is being irresponsible when they start talking about white man science. There's no such thing as that. You're not being responsible when you misconstrued scientific data. You're not holding to the very tenets of what hip hop is supposed to be, right? It's high level African American culture expressing themselves in their environment. So then tell the truth in your hip hop. Tell the truth about the social justices. Tell the truth about black women. They're good black women. They're in the middle black women, and they're black women that can be horrible. They're horrible black men. They're good black men. Tell the whole story. It's supposed to be hip hop. Talk about what we talk, the message. Talk about what's going on around us. Everybody is not pseudo in the African American community. Everybody don't think science is white. Everybody don't follow conspiracy theories. There are high-level intelligent people amongst the African Americans. Talk about that in your. Everybody ain't shooting everybody. This is the most ridiculous thing that's going on right now. Who's controlling our music, Doc? If not us. I'm saying we control our music, and I'm saying we're responsible for what we put out. I'm not saying change your religion. I ain't saying be an atheist. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it's got to stop somewhere. And Lord Jamar, once again, in front of the world, right? Well, he don't represent us. Yeah, he does. He's in hip hop, a black genre of music, and he's talking that talk, yo, and Professor Dave is beating the brakes off of him for no apparent reason. It's easy stuff. Anyway.
Above the flat. But they don't, because they don't believe.
Is it like a dome, right? We're like in a
that's
dome.
what they believe is fucking ridiculous. But it's
just like, how do you have pressurized air in something that doesn't have a covering?
How do you have pressurized air?
And
in
you
something
and you
that
guys
doesn't
will
have covering?
say,
let him answer.
hang on. Let me finish saying what I'm saying.
You said what you asked the
Go
question,
bro.
You asked the
Please,
question.
Dante,
Go ahead. Go do what you're gonna do.
He's trying to be friends. But come on, man.
You got it.
Because you have to have a covering. People will say that the covering is the ozone layer or the thermosphere. These are basically imaginary coverings to say the same thing that somebody would say is a firmament. But go ahead. Tell me why you have pressurized air next to a vacuum of space, sir.
Okay, so this is really adorable. You think that space is a vacuum cleaner because you don't know what a vacuum is? You don't know what vacuum is. What's a vacuum? What does vacuum mean?
This was the clip that you sent me, Brother Ankh, right here. This was the clip right here. Fair use, fair use.
Tick tock, tick
Want me
tock,
to-
tick
want me
tock.
to
What the fuck
look
does
at
a
It
vacuum?
has no air. It's, you know.
It's an absence of matter. So why the fuck would the vacuum of space pull air anywhere? Can you explain that?
A vacuum also pulls things, sir.
No, it doesn't. Vacuums don't suck. That's not a thing.
If
Okay,
vacuum is
so you
is
don't know what a vacuum is.
Dave,
right?
a vacuum is the absence of matter, right?
Yeah. So why would that pull air anywhere?
So we just have absence of matter next to pressurized air.
Yes, which sticks to the earth because of gravity, which again you pretend doesn't
Which
exist.
sticks to the earth. So it's spinning with the earth
I have the
at
definition.
at 1,000 miles an hour.
Okay, so
I have the definition.
really,
Read that, Doc. Read
so
that,
the
Doc.
Earth spins.
Go ahead, brother Ankh.
Man, the vacuum of space, man, because it's void of anything, yo. That's why it's called space. It's empty space. It's not a vacuum cleaner, a Hoover, where you suck stuff out. Right? It's counterintuitive. We're used to a vacuum cleaner. I get
A
it.
vacuum cleaner, exactly. That's
It
exactly.
sucks the dirt off your carpet. When we talking about the vacuum in space, we're talking about the void. Most of space is empty. That's why you have those but you have those large expanses of light year. That's why when you talk in terms of distance and space, you say light years. You don't use miles because it's vast. 1.5 light years, 4.2 light years, or such. Man, that's the wrong. He's in the wrong conversation. At what point did he realize he's in the wrong conversation? We could explain that to him. We could sit down, let's talk about it, man. He's not talking about the Hoover vacuum cleaner, bro. That's not what they mean when they talk about the vacuum.
Ankh, stop. He didn't think about the Hoover vacuum.
No. Listen, of course you do. What else do you have? You hear the word vacuum, you thinking,
Right.
vacuum. You ain't thinking empty, no matter. You don't understand that. There is vast stretches of space where there's nothing. That's why it's called the vacuum. Now they about to talk about the earth.
All right, let's go.
Once per day.
Yo, bro.
That's what a fucking day is. Did you know that? Do you know what a day means? It's how long it takes the earth to spin around one time. So all of this 1,000 miles an hour bullshit just makes you sound like an idiot because it spins once a day. It spins at half the rate of the hour hand on a clock. Not so fast, is it?
Well,
Got him.
Pretty funny shit, huh?
Freeze
Yeah,
it, freeze it, Doc.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother Ankh.
Got him. He was like, man, it's not so fast, huh? It take 24 hours. Humans standing on Earth was not evolved using their 5 senses to understand the sheer size and shape of the Earth. I'll say this again. You evolved in an environment to survive, to make it to the next offspring, to push your genes, right, to the next offspring, valuable genes. You did not evolve to understand the size and shape of the earth. So we're standing on earth and it's not moving. We don't feel it. We have equilibrium. We have balance. We evolved in this environment. You don't know it's moving. But if the earth would stop, everything would crash up. It'd be crazy. We use science because science develops tools to extend our senses, to understand the size and the shape of the earth. So when he's thinking about 1,000 miles out, he thinks he's not realizing how large the earth is, that it takes a day to make a complete rotation. Still moving at 1,000 miles an hour, but 1,000 miles an hour to a little ball is different from 1,000 miles an hour to a large earth, Doc. This is what he's not getting. It's counterintuitive.
It
These
is
are the
counterintuitive.
conversations we routinely have so that people like Lord Jamar, hip-hop artists, can understand what we're saying. This has nothing to do with racism at all, but the education, Carter G. Woodson, the education of a Negro. This is what we're doing. We educating. We carrying the legacy. Go ahead, Doc.
Any response?
Yeah, you're full of shit.
Am I full of shit about what a day is? Is a day 24 hours? What's a day, dude? Tell me what a day is.
I got
First
a
of all,
question.
go ahead.
What are we living on then? If it's not flat, if it's so, some people say it's not.
So people are upside down
What
on the ball
are
because
we-
of gravity.
Upside down?
Yeah,
What's upside down? Why upside down? What
because
does
the
that mean?
ball has to have a top and a bottom, correct?
Does it?
Yeah,
Why?
because
It's
it's
a
a
fucking
ball.
So
Y'all say the
Where's
North
the top
Pole
of a
and the
ball?
South Pole, right?
where's the top of a ball? Take
You
a
said it's at the
featureless
North
sphere.
Pole.
Take a featureless sphere. Where's the top?
It's not featureless. Y'all say the North
Okay,
Pole,
But you
and
you
the
said a
South
ball.
Pole.
You didn't say the Earth. You said a ball. Okay,
That's
so you're
what y'all
assigning-
saying. We are
you're
on a ball. You said we live
Yeah,
on the outside
it's
of
a
a
planet.
ball.
So Dave
Okay,
is
so
the Earth.
you're
it's a sphere,
designating
no?
the North Pole as the
What
top
is
and
the
the
shape
South
of the
Pole as the
Earth?
bottom. That's fine. So now how do we orient ourselves down? Where is down to us? Where's down?
What do you mean, where's down?
Is it towards the ground? Does down mean towards the ground?
Towards the gravity.
Got that man
Yeah.
smoking
When you
weed
say
now.
down, you mean towards the ground, right?
Yeah, that's the ground.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So wherever the fuck you're standing on this thing,
Mhm.
wherever the fuck you're standing, down is towards the ground.
But now look
It's
how
towards
the
center of the
look
earth.
how it
So
look how
nobody's
it
upside
turns.
down.
Look how it
Everybody thinks-
curves, motherfucker.
Huh?
Look how the fucking shit is on the side
and
of
if
the
you're
ball.
here, down is towards the center of the earth. And
But
if you're
you're
here, down is
standing
towards
on
center of
the.
earth.
But
And
you
if you're
see how?
here,
And if
down is towards the center of the earth.
that
This is how
doesn't-
fucking
no,
dumb
that
you
doesn't
are.
make
This is how
sense, you
fucking
fucking
dumb you are.
asshole.
You
That's how
imagine
dumb
a
you
globe.
are. That shit
You
don't
think
make
that
no
down-
fucking sense.
You think that there's
You're
a
on the
magic
side,
down in
and
outer
it's supposed
space
to be
because you're
tilted,
imagining
and
a
it's supposed to
globe
be
in
on
your
an
house,
axis.
and you're
This
imagining
shit is
the
fucking
ground
ridiculous.
below
Please
the
get this
globe.
clown out of
That's
here,
why you
please.
think that there's a down
All
in
right.
space.
Get this
In
clown out of
reality,
here.
there's no fucking
Who's-
down.
He's trying to get famous.
Magically in
Okay, you got
space.
famous off of
Down
me.
is towards
Get him
the
out of
center
here.
of the earth. Do you get it? Do you
Get him
understand?
out of here. Down
Well,
You're out of here. Where are you
down
going?
down is towards you is what you do to your fucking father. Get out of here.
Oh, now we got the gay jokes coming. He's getting a little mad. Okay, kiddo, listen, can you admit that you only think
Yeah.
that this is down
Okay,
because you're
all right.
standing on the
All
fucking
right.
ground? And so you're reinforcing what
I
is the
thought
actual
this would
truth.
be,
Walking down is
I
the
told
center of the
I
ground.
told you.
a nice discussion.
I
I,
told
guess
you.
we got a
You
little
can't
bit
present-
aggressive.
He's a pseudoscientist.
So
A
and until
pseudoscientist.
you
Dave,
show and
thanks.
prove your shit with
Thanks.
a
Where's
fucking
down?
model, we're not going to
Where's
even
down?
take you seriously.
Answer me
so
this.
that-
Why is this down in space?
And that's basically it. I mean, this was basically it because after this, they got him off the show. But go ahead, brother Ankh. He called him a pseudoscientist. Let's build on that.
So he want to steal our thing and misrepresent our thing. We the pseudo killers, specifically designed to have the complex conversation with the marginalized portion of the African American community that would spring up, right, in the face of YouTube to go to the whole African American community. Did y'all get what I was saying? I'm saying there's 53 million African Americans. There's a little teeny crumb that claims to have the knowledge for the rest of the African Americans. You know, like books like this. That little small crowd read books like this. Destruction of Black Civilization, right? They read books like this. Dr. Ben. And we claim to have that knowledge that the greater African American community is supposed to have. Yo, we went through all these books and that little crumb, that little small segment, because I knew that little small segment was going to grow one day. Now it's all around the world. You hear the Native American nonsense. It's grown. So we said, let's develop something that will give us tools to combat that misinformation. So when they look back in history and they see a Lord Jamar messing it up, or they see things that Dr. Ben got wrong, they can look to us and say, hold on, the African Americans was already on it. All African Americans don't think like that. So this man is sitting up there arguing with a person about the earth and where down is, and don't understand that there's no up and down. There is no matter where you at, there's no up and down. He don't understand that. That is that's bizarre. If you're moving, if you thought that was up or something is moving, by the time you look up, you're actually looking down. If that's the point, no matter where you stand, your feet is going to be down. Why? Because gravity is pulling everything, including human beings, to center mass. You just can't go through the earth, but it's still keeping. That's why you can jump for a minute and go right back. Why do you think you go back down? So I would say, Jamal, why don't you stand on the table and fall back and see what happens? You're going to fall to the ground. Crazy. And then then he trying to get him off the show at this point. Now he's using his friendship with Garfield to get him off. No, bro, you started that out early in the game. You dove into this. Now you realize you out the game. Come on, man. But Lord Jamar is typical of what human beings do. And I'm saying human beings, not just African American, human beings, period, is typical of what we do when we're faced with an adversary, right? This got us beat. Instead of just saying, you know what? It would have been admirable of him. You know what he could have said? Damn, Dave, Dr. Miat and Brother Ankh kind of told me some of these things. That's interesting. Maybe I should, based off of my level of commitment to the African American community through hip hop, maybe I probably should take a look at what you were saying. I'm not saying I agree with you, right? But maybe I should. That would have been admirable of him. Now, wouldn't it? It's okay to not to know everything. I never
no. Remember, I told you when I got into that community or was exposed to the conscious community, I said, Ankh, I've never seen anything like this in my life, where everybody was an expert at everything and everyone knew everything. And I said, it's okay to say I don't know. And I said in academia, I remember you and I had these conversations 6, 7, 8 years ago. I said, if we don't know, we simply say we don't know. You know, I said, I've never been in a community where everyone knew everything and everyone was an expert. If you don't know, you just say, I don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. Or you say, this is beyond the scope of my research. Remember, I said, that is what we typically say. But let's look at this little exchange before we close out.
No, you told me that. Wait a minute. You had me on the show. Go ahead.
Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Down in space. What does that mean?
You never been to space.
Why is this person?
Nobody's been to space, so you don't know what is down in space.
No. Stop.
You're taking shit. You're taking somebody's word for it.
And that's what they're pushing too, Brother Ankh, that nobody's been to space.
The hell with the mathematical equations developed by Sister Catherine.
That's what I was saying.
The hell with the black woman.
Yeah, threw Catherine away. You threw Catherine away. You threw that.
And the other sisters that was on the project.
Yeah.
They ran the IBM computer. Man, they called them human computers, those group of sisters. What are we talking about?
Yeah. I was disappointed when I heard him say that no one, been to space. But
why smoke? He got smoke coming out of his mouth. That's another thing. While talking high level science, stop getting high. That might help you. We see it all the time. They're getting high, drinking in high level science conversations. You should have been prepared and sober to talk to this man, right? You represent. People say, well, Lord Jamar doesn't represent me. I'm just saying he represents a segment of hip hop. He definitely is representative of hip hop.
He is representative of hip hop and black people. Let's be honest here.
You can't throw him away just because he's wrong.
No, you ain't gonna throw. No. I'm
not gonna throw Jamal away. No. I'm willing to sit down with Jamal and help educate him so he won't sound like that. So he say, man, come on, man. But go ahead, Doc. Play that.
Godfrey.
Right? Here's a guy standing right
here.
here.
I'm telling you now, Godfrey.
Pulling him down. Why would he be pulled down?
Godfrey.
And to why?
Hey, Mike, we're gonna. Hey, Dave. Thanks for you guys. We tried. I thought it'd be like a.
Are you cutting me out here just because this fucking guy can't?
No, I'm not cutting. I mean, it's not because I guess he's done talking. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dave.
Fuck you.
Oh, he's definitely done talking because he can't handle somebody who actually knows what he's talking about, tearing apart all the bullshit that he chose to believe from the Eric Dubé videos.
It ain't no Eric Dubé video, sir.
It is. You directly parrot every single thing that Eric Dubé says. Trust me, I've debunked all this shit. I know your whole script.
You ain't debunked shit.
No, I did. And that's why you're getting angry.
We on a flat plane, the water.
Oh, now you're bringing the race card.
We living on.
Card, right?
Wait, what? No, he said flat plane. We're on a flat plane.
Oh, I thought I misheard you.
Yes.
No, whoa, Dave. Whoa.
Yo, tell your man something, bro. Like right now.
Okay.
You can't answer.
Thanks.
You can't answer.
Thanks for coming, Dave. Appreciate it.
You guys really cutting me out?
I mean, it's not. We're not gonna get anywhere anyway. I thought it would be
Of course
like
we're not going to get anywhere because he's a fucking brick wall
Yo.
that refuses to accept that there could be things that he doesn't understand and
Listen,
that science isn't
no,
wrong just
No,
because you don't
science
take the
is
time to
definitely
learn
wrong.
about it.
We're not taking your word for it. Your motherfuckers been
You don't
lying.
have to take my word
and
for
we're
it.
not,
I'm asking
and we're
very
not
simple
fucking with your
questions that
lines.
you can't answer.
We
right?
deal with
Down is towards the ground. and
water.
you can't wrap
Always
your head
finds its
around.
level. Water must have a container. It cannot
what's
stick to
rain?
the
Where's the
outside of
container
a
on
fucking
rain?
ball. You fucking asshole.
Where's the container on rain, dumbass?
Water must always have a container.
Have you seen water in the International Space Station? It floats around. In
there's
little
no
blobs.
fucking International Space Station.
Okay, then how did they make
in
water
outer
fucking
space
float?
and
Did
all
they
this
put
fucking
wires on the water,
bullshit?
moron? Did they
Get the fuck out of here. There ain't no satellites and all this. Thousands of satellites. That's all some bullshit. Yo, bro.
Everything is fake
For real,
because
like,
I don't
seriously,
like it.
like,
And it hurts my feelings.
Who's
I wanna
the
be
guest that you
special.
want? Because
All right.
you know what I mean. y'all can stay on with him.
I mean,
if you want
guys,
to, it's up to you.
I don't study this stuff like you guys. I just
y'all want to stay on with him.
no.
You want to stay on with him?
No, I invited you here. So
what then?
You paid a couple tolls.
All right, so then
that's expensive.
I'm done with him.
All
okay?
right, are we done?
Like, yeah.
All right.
Like, get him the fuck out.
Wow.
Good Lord.
Yo.
Wow.
See,
Woo.
bro.
That was. Wait, hold on.
Damn.
Pretty good stuff, huh? I thought you'd like it.
Damn. You want to listen to those last 17 seconds, Ankh?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let's hear what he had to say.
Apparently, Eminem crapped all over Jamar in a diss track once. I've never heard it, but I'd like to submit this exchange as one of the 2 most humiliating experiences of Jamar's life. Who knows? Maybe he'll do some deep introspection and decide to get his act together. I'm just kidding. I'll see you next time.
GLP-1 starting at a
Woo. So, brother Ankh, I mean, I was very, let me just say this before we wrap up, man. I was just very disappointed at the exchange. Brother Ankh, hold on 1 second. Well, go ahead, build on what you think, brother Ankh. Go ahead. I need to mute this.
Hidden figures, human computers. You got these sisters all the way back in the 50s and the 60s, man. They right there. Man, they working with NASA, National Air and Space Museum, Smithsonian, man. We've been there from the beginning. So every time you disrespect the moon landing, you disrespecting these sisters, man. So you saying they life work is based, they get the medal, they get the awards, the Medal of Honor, all kind of awards and stuff. They get these sisters that. If it was brothers, would you disrespect that like that? Like, it's disrespectful to the African American community, man. This is hip hop ain't supposed to do that. People whose voice is heard in hip hop and talking about the origins of hip hop, but you don't know the origins of science. Science ain't trying to marginalize us. Science is actually showing and proving who we are. Science settles the quote unquote black people in Egypt debate. It's been settled since 1974. Science settles the fact of whether Africans are monkeys. It settled it. Science settled the dispute they had, which caused World War II, where Adolf Hitler felt like they was the master race and had agency over putting Jewish people in the ovens. They put out 5 statements on race and how it was pseudoscientific, produced by wild communities. A.E. the Germans, the master race, the Nordic race. Science answers those questions. Science helps humanity. Science ain't there to kill humanity, even though you can get a wild nut that will misrepresent science. You get a wild nut that'll do something crazy. For the most part, scientists help humanity. There are plenty of black scientists. Craziest thing ever. It's wild. It's all over the place. And it's disrespectful to the people who lost their lives and trying to get. So what you talking about when you talk about the civil rights movement? I heard people talk crazy about them. They was simply trying to give us access to the same things that Europeans had access to. They wasn't trying to be white. They was claiming who they was. They was saying, yo, if we have a lab or a school, we want the same books. because they understood what we act like we have forgotten. They understood that there's a level out there. They understood that the level started clearly in Africa proper when the first Homo sapiens left and mutated as they traversed and walked around the planet. They understood then for the first 2 million years of human occupation of Africa, they led the way in science and technology. They understood that. How do you know? Because they wrote it in the general history. It's here. The general history of Africa. It's there already. 1974. It's there. UNESCO. With 1/3 of the committee is Africans. They already understood this. So we never was trying to be white people. We always understood science wasn't white. We were saying, based off your racism, white supremacy, we can't get the tools we need to do the things we want to do. That's what they was fighting for. That's what the civil rights movement was for, because they marginalized us and put us over here and weren't giving us fair access. But yet on a slide, they want to use Catherine and them. Catherine and them couldn't even use the bathrooms. They had the white-black signs in Nassau during the time of Catherine and them. But yet they sneak and use their ideas. See what I'm saying? Civil rights movement was saying, nah. Take the signs down. We want access, and that's what we fighting for. That's what I fight for. I fight for equal access, and then we keep people like Lord Jamar coming up with some 1960 nonsense, taking us away from that. That is wild to me. No, I don't dislike Lord Jamar. I appreciate his work in hip hop, but at a certain point, you got to shut the hell up because you're wrong. They all act like we ain't who we is, Doc. They all act like they throw tomatoes at you. I hear them. I hear the rumblings. I can't hear you, Doc. I can't hear you. Is it
My
me?
bad. I was on mute, but I said they always throwing tomatoes at me. They've been throwing tomatoes at me for 10 years. I'm used to it. I'm used to it at this point. I hear the rumblings too. But this is what I want to end on, because I had to get ready to run. Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, she once said this, Brother Ankh. She said, knowledge is the prime need of the hour, but people will want to know, what will you do with your knowledge? So, I mean, I think this stuff is entertaining. To talk about the flat earth and to talk about, it's not actually entertaining. It is entertaining though. But to talk about the flat earth is the world round. This stuff is good. It's good stuff. But at the end of the day, what will you do with your knowledge? So how is this knowledge helping the Black community? How is this knowledge pushing us forward? So for me, when I listen to these debates and folks going back and forth, I'm like, all right, this is entertaining, but what is this knowledge going to do for us right now in 2024? You see what I'm saying? And so I want to close with that question by Mary McLeod Bethune. Knowledge is really the prime need of the people, but what will you do with your knowledge? What will you do as a science communicator, right? What will you do as an engineer? What will you do with your knowledge that you have? And and hopefully whatever you do with your knowledge that you're utilizing it to push us forward. But that's what I have, Brother Ankh. And we got to stop playing around and get serious about scientific literacy. Because at this rate, Brother Ankh, we're going to lose. We're already losing, but we're going to be down bad if our people aren't scientifically literate. So that is why I started Conscious Ingenuity. That is why I co-founded the UACI STEM Camp. That is why I'm pushing engineering in our community, not just to make sure that our children have a shot at getting a career, in this economy within the next 5 to 10 years to be able to feed their families, but then to also, Brother Ankh, advance our people. What are your closing words, Brother Ankh, for the listening audience?
Thomas Ibn Thomas, you're a hater.
Well, why you do your closing? Take over real quick.
That's my
address
closing
him.
argument.
Address him because I want to come back. Address him real quick.
All my children is in college. 2 of them graduated. 1 about to graduate this year. One is in pre-med, and another is in 11th grade, figuring out where he want to go. I sacrifice for my kids. When it's time for me to get more you don't even know what educational background I got. Now, how about that? Let's get all that straight. You only know what the hell I tell you. I'm gonna make you famous because you're a clown. All day, every day, you running your mouth. The conversation ain't got nothing to do about me furthering my damn education. You can't even handle me at this point at all. Knock it off. Enjoy the measure. Sit back. I'm a good guy. I'm doing something that nobody wanted to do. Nobody actually wanted to come to the YouTube community and talk to the vigor and foolishness. Nobody wanted. The experts wasn't wanting to do this. Nobody wanted to actually sit down and talk to the marginalized, super marginalized conscious community. Nobody wanted to do that. They think y'all to be the fools. Experts didn't want to have a conversation with y'all. I made it palatable for experts to have a conversation with regular old marginalized African Americans. I ain't even talking about the greater whole. I'm talking about the marginalized community, right? The African Americans don't know about this damn book right here. Most African Americans ain't sitting down reading the whole Bible. Most African Americans is Christians, and that's what it is. They go to church, they hear stories from the Bible, Old Testament, and that's it. Your grandmother and them is the only one sitting down reading the text. Most African Americans, man, is trying to get you the money, trying to survive, trying to send their kids to college, trying to stay out of the way of wild criminals acting up, acting crazy, trying to raise their kids. But they raise their kids in an environment, right, where the music ain't really telling them about the whole environment. It's only talking about one small segment. Most African Americans don't sell dope. Most African Americans don't gangbang. Most African Americans is hard-working, intelligent people trying to make it through their situation in North America. But yet the music don't reflect that. And you get Lord Jamar, a prominent figure in hip-hop, giving the history of hip-hop, but yet arguing with Professor Dave, looking like a nut for no apparent reason. At a certain point, we got to realize when we're wrong to say, hold on. It's over my head, Dave. You got me, bro. Let me go back to the drawing board. Let me call up Doc. Doc, what the hell is they talking about? Yo, we here for that. Pseudo killers here. Big up to the pseudo killers, man. Big up to the community of skeptics. Big up for all those who fight the fight with us, man. We doing this because we love you. In particular, I don't think African Americans are stupid. I think we've been there from the beginning fighting in North America. I'm a proud African American. And a proud African American understand his history, understand our roots go back to Africa. We ain't trying to be TikTok Indians. That ain't what we trying to be. We not fighting to do none of that. We fighting to be intelligent because we walking in the footsteps of giants. Where education is the fight. That's why it was the civil rights movement. We wanted to make sure we got equal opportunities at education, y'all. We wanted to be able to spend our money where we wanted to spend our money at. We wasn't trying to be Europeans. We just wanted to be Africans in America. Treated like all humans. We wanted to make people follow their constitution. Well, all men is created equal. We was going to make you stand on that, and we did. And we used high-level thinkers, Thurgood Marshall, civil rights lawyers, that made it all the way to the Supreme Court. Man, the pen is mightier than the sword, yo. You ain't going to never be able to outshoot them, outblow them up, but you can outthink them. You can make it so the platform of education, you can make sure you have magazines in your house, whether you agree with it or not. Put some educational magazines in your house along with your Bible. Everything ain't got to be essence and this and that. Put that little material around so the babies can look at it and turn them up sometime. It might not even read it, but it stick here. Man, we African Americans, man. We Black Americans, man. We not the Indians. That's why I'm banging on Tariq and them. That's why I'm banging on Umar and them. Doc ain't got nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
doing
leave
the
me.
same
I'm about to
thing.
say, leave me out of it, because
You're
when you start banging, then everybody
They
lump
get
me
mad.
in,
It's
and they
not
get
you.
mad. They get
Right.
mad. Are you banging on me, Dr. Ma'at? And I'm like, I
Yeah.
can't
No,
control.
I'm
I can't
banging.
control. I can't control what Ankh does. And let me be
Right.
let me be candid with the family. Let me be candid with the family. Dr. Umar Johnson, and I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I reached out to him, and I don't care if you all clip this and send it to him. I reached out to Dr. Umar Johnson, and then before, he and I used to text like back and forth, like just little short texts. But we used to text, back and forth. And I noticed all of a sudden he stopped, responding to my text messages. So I was like, what the hell did I do? But when he stopped responding, I stopped reaching out until I wanted him to come on the platform to talk about Black love, Black female male relationships. And so when I reached out to him, Brother Ankh, I noticed that he didn't, again, he didn't reach back, he didn't respond. And so I actually asked an elder who's in contact with him. I was like, look, look, Baba, I'm trying to get in touch with him. So the elder said, well, I'll reach out to him on your behalf. So when when the elder reached out to him, Umar told the elder, that, he wasn't fooling with me, because he was like, yeah, she over there with Brother Ankh and Sinetta and them. And when they, they were talking bad about my school, she was right there with them. And I was like, nah, you can't find a clip of me banging on Umar. You can find a clip of Ankh and all of them going hard, going hard. But I was very neutral, I believe, during that whole ordeal. The only thing I said, Brother Ankh, was that I felt like, and I stand on this, and I said this to you in private, but I'm going to say it publicly now. And I may have said it publicly back then. My issue was people sending him, and not just Umar, but anybody, any money without asking for some sort of business plan. And you and I have had that conversation. I said, whenever people raise money, I'm trying to open up. And since we're talking about Umar, I'll talk about it in the context of a school. Okay, I had this idea. I want to open up a school. It could be a school. It could be any type of business adventure, anything. Typically, when you go get money from people, they ask you for your plan. And I remember discussing disappointment with you, Ankh. I said, damn, with Black folks, people just come to us. They don't have no plan, and we just give them our money, right? That was my issue. What is the business plan that lays out the credentials of everybody who is a part of this initiative, right? Lays out the plan, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. What is the sustainability plan, right? What is your budget, right? So I had questions like that. And so I don't know if that makes me a bad person, for having those sort of questions, then so be it. But that was always my position, not only just with Dr. Umar Johnson, but with other people. Even that dude that what's his name, Jay Morrison, that came into the community and was like, yeah, I got this Tulsa fund. I got this Tulsa fund. Just give me $500 and you could get a piece of this. And I was asking people back then, I said, did he present any sort of business plan? Did he present anything to you other than lip service? Not just exactly. I heard he's a pastor now, which I think is a very good profession for him, given what he does. But that was a shot. But that was a shot. That was a shot. But he's going in the right position, because that's what they do. So he's in a good position now. But even with Jay Morrison, I remember saying to folks, I was like, damn, y'all just handing this man $500, 500. Some people was giving him thousands of dollars, right? My position back then was this. Did you ask this brother for anything, business plan, anything other than lip service? But you know what, Brother Ankh, and I say this and land my plane, I have to blame the church for that. We've been conditioned to give without asking. Remember, the pastors say, don't ask no questions. Don't question. Don't ask no questions. Just give us the money. Don't ask no questions, right? And we were always given to this building fund, right? We always was giving money every Sunday, Brother Ankh, to a building fund, and we never saw any type of enhancements being done on a damn building. I still want to know where the money went from the damn building fund. So I really blame religion. I blame our churches for conditioning us to give money, to give resources without critically thinking, to give money without questioning. I land my plane, Brother Ankh.
Hey, so this is gonna be a harsh example, not to confuse Umar and them with this harsh example. So I bring up the name of people like Polite. I bring up the names of people in our families who have molested children in that family. There's a wild thing that happens. You don't want to talk about it. And they go on and you never talk about them until they did. Don't talk about what Polite did. Don't talk about that. That same mindset occurs when we know somebody is taking something from us and we enjoyed the work they was doing or we was inspired by them, and now we realize that they was cheating and scamming, we don't want to talk about them. I'm the guy that talks about them. That we found in our family. I say it in front of everybody. I'm that guy.
Yeah,
I'm that guy that's going to talk about Umar. Right. I'm going to talk about it because as long as you talk about it, they can't keep getting everybody. You're not going to stop baby, but they can't keep getting everybody. We're going to talk about what Polite did, right? We're going to talk about that. We're not going to run from that. We're going to talk about the fact that, and I like the way you said it, that no matter what you say, Umar's plan is not sustainable. You can't sustain schools off of mail-in donations. It's unfathomable. It doesn't make sense. He's a teacher. He's a psychologist. He's everything. You can't do it. He's the one guy. It's not sustainable, right? So we're going to talk about that. That shouldn't make us bad people, Doc. Just because I'm talking about that should make me bad. I support the effort to build schools.
Absolutely.
What do you mean? We got them in our community in Atlanta. One of my favorite persons, one of your favorite friends.
Absolutely. Baba Baruti.
I love the Barutis.
Right. Yeah.
You don't hear no smut on his name?
No.
I might not have him on the show because I don't want to put him in that situation. I don't want people to get it misconstrued about what he's doing and his love for him. The community don't love him like they supposed to, Doc. I'm going to say that. Y'all don't got no love for him for real, for all he done sacrificed for y'all.
He sacrificed a whole lot. Him and Mama Yah, they sacrificed a whole lot.
They gave their life for the educating. What y'all doing for them?
Right.
When y'all checked on them? Come on, man. So when Umar, right, dive out the window in Harlem and he get all famous and play that he's the scholar, he ain't none of that. I'm not throwing no smut in his name. I'm not disrespecting him. I'm saying that, dude, like we understand what the level is and you ain't reaching that. There's time for you to change what you're doing. That don't got nothing to do with Doc. So the fact that he tried to bully you, it's called bullying. That's what they call bullying these days.
Yeah, man.
I stand up against the bully.
Yeah, he coming. He mad with me, brother Ankh, because of you. So that's why I said, don't lump me. Y'all want to lump me in the Ankh stuff all the time. And I just, like I said, I can't control what Ankh say out of his mouth. Ankh is a grown ass man. I can't control what brother Ankh says out of his mouth. I can't control his views, his beliefs, and his behavior. He is his own person. He is his own man. You
different from me. You give all of them a shot. I give them none a shot. I'm not having them on my show. Because I want to ask the tough questions.
I ask the tough questions too. Don't do that. Don't try to shoot at me. Don't try to tell me I want to ask the tough question. You just shot at me. You did. You just shot at me. You did.
You ain't gonna ask that man why he's pseudo. You gonna ask him
I'm not going to ask him like that. I'm not going to ask him like that. I'm more diplomatic than you. I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna have a conversation.
That's what I was saying. I want you to that. I ain't gonna never shoot at you.
No,
I'm gonna say you're not gonna go by.
I'm not gonna verbally attack any of my guests. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. If you're a pseudo, you don't want to be on my show because I don't know if that's verbally attacking. That's saying, well, Dr. Umar, if you actually care about African Americans and African American history, then why did you just respect the evolution? Then why aren't you?
No, you ain't just say that. You just said, "Are you a pseudo? Are you a pseudo?" I wouldn't approach him, but I wouldn't approach him like that.
He said that Africans circumnavigated the globe. That's a pseudoscientific idea. That's not true.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say, "Are you a pseudo?" I wouldn't.
Right. I'm saying I asked a different line of questions. Let me say that I asked a different line of questions, and I'm gonna have to ask that, which is not conducive for a quote unquote let's say interview situation. That's not that. Like for me, when I bring an expert on, all the questions is on the table. I'm gonna give them to you early, and if you think them questions ain't what it is, then you don't come on.
Yeah, but I think that it's a way that you do it, Unc. I'm sorry. I think
Well,
that
how would you
I
ask
think
that
I
man
think
why is he denying why he ain't open that school? How do you ask that question?
well, I would ask that question, like what happened, what's going on with the school. I would probably say, well, what's the status on the school? I know that you've been talking
Yeah,
about
y'all
it
get
since
to fighting.
2011, but what is the status? You would just flat out say, well,
Well,
why
take it
haven't you
from me.
opened a school? I mean, is it a scam? Is it? I don't go at folks like that. I would just say, well, what's the status on your school, and let him
You
talk.
right.
You see what I'm
You
saying?
right. You
But you
would.
would flat out be like, man, you been talking about that for 10 years, man. It's scamming, you scamming, you scamming, you scam. I don't go at folks like that.
I
You know
learned
what I
that
mean?
from Kent, from kick door low.
Yeah, I don't go at folks like that,
You know,
man.
hold on.
And
Okay.
I'm learning too, though, that you what they say, you attract more bees with honey. You see
Yeah,
what I'm
you've been on
saying?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't want to
and
attract them
that's
kind of
me.
bees.
Yeah, well,
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
them kind of
attract them bees and have that conversation.
You know what's funny? Watch this. And you're gonna understand what I'm saying. I already know you're gonna shoot me, so I might as well shoot you first, Doc. So once I start that conversation with Umar, he's gonna try to make me look silly. He's gonna figure out all ways to get around it and flam, bam, bam, and play this wild game and end up making me look crazy. Did you not see him on that interview with Joe Button? Yo, he made them look crazy.
Yeah, he
Because
did.
they wouldn't
I
be
saw that one.
right. I'm never gonna let y'all pseudos make me look crazy. See, that's what I'm saying right there, Doc. Now he might have enough respect for you, not, but he's gonna try to make me look crazy the same way Lord Jamar tried to make Dave look crazy. He tried to make Dave look crazy. So you just shoot him up first and get it out the way. We can't share the same space, and I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
I'm not even
that.
mad.
Yeah, ain't nothing
Yeah,
wrong
I
with it.
ain't
I
mad
think
that we
everybody.
can't
I
share
think
the same
everybody.
space.
Yeah,
Right.
ain't nothing wrong with it. I
Yeah,
think
I
that
ain't mad at
everybody
that.
just. Yeah, I think everybody just have their approach. I'm looking in the
Everybody
chat.
got their approach.
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat. Some people saying, "Well, I agree with her approach." Some people say they agree with your approach. And it
That's why we work
happens.
well together. That's why we
I
work
know,
well together.
and we always arguing. Tell the
Yep,
people
always
that we
arguing.
always arguing.
All the time. But I don't disagree with you bringing. I think it's important for you to be able to bring everybody on your platform. That's why I feel like it's disrespectful for Umar to judge you based off of me, because you would never put him in that position. I'm saying don't come on my platform, Umar, because I'm gonna put you in that position, and I'm not gonna be disrespectful at first. I'm gonna say it's been a long time.
At first.
Yeah,
Just
because as soon as he gets slick, I'm gonna get slick. Like I'm just as slick as all of them. Right. And I don't feel like you got sway over me where I can't be slick. That goes for the look, it's 8 to 80 blind, crippled, or crazy. That I feel let's both be respectful of both of us. I'm 57, right? And I appreciate my elders, but I ain't gonna because you're an elder, don't mean you can throw the shots at me. Let's not throw shots at all. Let's talk about
speaking of
school.
speaking of shots, look, Baba, I mean, might get mad. Dr. Karanga called, man. He G-checked them on the phone, but I'm gonna let Baba tell the story. I'm gonna let Baba tell the story.
What happened?
Brother Ankh. Baba was on the platform. Shout out to Baba at the Huru Academy. He's probably watching right now. Baba and he probably gonna get me like, Dr. Maya, you telling the people this? Because he's gonna come on and we're gonna address it. Dr. Malana Karanga G-checked them on the damn phone. So Baba and I did a show, and we were talking about Kwanzaa and the origins of Kwanzaa. And so y'all could go back and look at it. Even and the folks that's in the chat, and matter of fact, I'm gonna find a video. Let me find it real quick, Ankh, so I can throw it in the I want to throw it in the chat real quick so the family can go back and look at it. So by the time Baba and I discuss this live, here it is right here, y'all. It's called Dr. Ma'at and Baba discussed the controversy surrounding Dr. Karanga and Kwanzaa. That was a really good build. Hold on. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to throw it in the chat real quick. And so we were talking about that. And then there's a segment, and I got to edit it tonight because I told Dr. Karanga I would. There's a segment in this video during which Baba was like, we can't forget the mother of Kwanzaa because it was a sister that stepped to Dr. Karanga and told him we needed a black holiday. And I was like, Baba, I don't, where's the scholarship on that? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen any scholarship on that. And he was like, yeah, but and he pulled up something on the internet, some article. He's like, she helped to popularize it. Man, I gotta let Baba tell y'all the rest of the story. So anyway, that went out. Dr. Karanga saw it, called me on the phone, like, what's his number?
Oh,
he's like,
man.
What's his number?
He was trying to say that he didn't do the Kwanzaa thing.
No, Baba, wasn't saying that. He was just saying that it was basically the idea came from this woman, which was completely false. So Baba, and I, we're going to talk about.
You know, it's Karenga thing, yo.
Yeah, it is Dr. So Dr. Karenga was like, wait a minute. Yeah, Dr.
Oh.
Karenga was like, well, hold up now. But let me be honest. I'm saying G checked, but he did correct the situation. He did correct Baba, with love and transparency. So it wasn't anything disrespectful. But
I know you wouldn't have brought it up.
But we had to joke about it. I was like, damn, Baba, you got G check. He was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So it was funny. But I'm gonna bring Baba on so that he could tell that
checked
story.
by people. Hey, Doc, drop the link. Why you letting people get in the conversation?
Hey, because you ain't say drop the link. You ain't say drop the link yet. Yeah, I got time now. I got time now. Look, the game coming on tonight, goddamn. I'm out of here.
I'm out
of here. I'm out of here 7 o'clock. I'm not,
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
We got half an hour.
Yeah, we got half
Thomas,
an hour.
Ibn Thomas, hit that damn link. We gonna have the intelligent comment. What you talking about, bro? What separate me from everybody else? Let me tell you what separate me from everybody else. I'm coming from a position of a person that's been through those stages. I've been through all the stages, right? I've been through the stages of being raised in a household with 2 parents, right? I was raised in a household when one of my parents left and came back, right? I was raised in a household where the whole family participated in raising me, right? All the strong women and all the strong men. I got that. And then I decided to take on the life of crime. See, for no apparent reason. The neighborhood I lived in, my mother fought to get me out of the hood, right? Edmond Street, that's in the hood in Baltimore, Maryland. All right. Then I moved up to Park Heights, you know what I'm saying? Lucille Avenue, Baylor, that's the hood. Then I moved up to Luckman Park, where there wasn't in the apartments called Glenview, where we was the first black couple, the first African-American couple in that Jewish community, right? Across the street from Luckman Park. Yeah, I went through all them stages, right? I waddled with bums and dined with kings. I went to Falstaff Middle School, okay, where you in the 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, you all in the same classes, mixed class. I've been through all that, all right? I sold dope with the best of them. I've been through all that. I done took shots. I've been shot up a couple times. I've been locked, all that. I've been around the pseudo Nuwapian community. I seen it. I seen it all, right? I seen everything. All right. I came in pseudo as hell, fighting. Yeah, I mean, trying to educate, yo. And I transitioned from that, yo. So I'm the guy. I'm the guy that been through them stages, and I'm just telling y'all, bro, you seen my growth. You go back to them old blog talk shows, yo, you be like, come on, yo, I've grown. So I'm saying I'm the one that can talk about that, yo. I know what the community needs more than anybody. It is. Drop the link down so they can get on here.
I didn't drop
put
the
it in
link
the back
20
so I can
times.
put it.
I didn't drop the
give
link.
it to me.
In the
Put it in private
times.
so I can put it on my side of the house. Give it in.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah, well, they getting it. They all getting it. They all getting the same link. Everybody on the stream, y'all in the back. Yeah. So
all right, pseudo killers, jump on with that intelligent conversation, man. Let's join in, man. And we ain't bashing Lord Jamar neither, because we ain't bashing. This is coming.
Yeah,
from love,
nobody bashing, man. Please don't take that. And check this out, Ankh, and let me keep it a buck. Or we say let me keep it a band. I text him. I text him and let him know that we were doing this.
Yeah, he watching. He peeping.
Yeah, I let him know. So I don't want nobody to think that we was banging or we, doing something behind his back or nothing like that. And I even sent him the here it is. I sent him a message to join if he wanted to join. So shout out to Lord Jamar. Ain't nobody banging on Lord Jamar.
He just was, he got a lot to learn about science. That's all. They're doing some justice.
Yeah. And and where I came from, you do stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? Like you give people a heads up. And you taught me that actually. I used to get mad when you give certain people a heads up. Like, we getting ready to do this. I used to be mad. Like, why are you putting them on point? You putting them on point. And you was like, no, it's just a courtesy. If this is what I'm getting ready to do. Because what people would do is carry bones back. Yeah, man, Dr. Ma'at and Ankh and them was banging on you, man. They'll carry it back. So I'll make sure I carry it to the person before you do. Look, this is what I'm getting ready to do. Here's the link. If you want to, join, you can join. But this is what we're getting ready to do. And then we do it, and that's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it. But come on, y'all, pull up on us. If you don't pull up on us, we're going to shut this thing down. If you don't pull up on us, guys, we're gonna shut this thing down. Okay.
I know
And I don't
somebody got
watch the
something to say.
NFL. Look, I don't watch the NFL like that, but I know that the
Mhm.
Ravens are in the playoffs. Is an important game for us, and especially we have this Steelers Ravens thing going on.
Oh yeah, it's
So I
going
said, you know
down.
what? I said, I haven't watched it all season. I haven't watched the NFL game all season long, but I said, you know what? Steelers and Ravens, I'm definitely going to watch tonight. All right, Joel, I see you, brother. Joel, you have the floor. What are your thoughts about the exchange between Lord Jamal and Professor?
Pseudo killer army. Pseudo killer army.
Peace.
Joe, Baltimore. What's up?
Peace, Dr. Ma'at. Peace.
Peace, warrior.
What's going on? Be more in the building.
Be more
What
in
it
the
do?
building.
Hey, how y'all gonna have a good show like this and then say, don't come on and bash Lord Jamal? The man of flame is pseudo. And look, and he's sitting around and he's sitting around spitting poison to the community. Don't come on and bash Lord Jamal.
Oh, that you gotta turn your thing off in the background, Joe.
Oh, I got it. Okay, hold on, wait a minute.
All right, there you go. Go ahead.
All right, how about now?
You good. You good to go. Yeah, you good to go.
All right, good. They're poison to the community. People like that who have influence, they deserve to get beat up on. And they need to do better. We got too much pseudo stuff going on around us. We got a big identity crisis. We got people that's denying science. Science done got us ahead here in America. And now we sitting around denying it. Come on, man. At some point, we have got to wake up from that stupor. So that's all I want to say. I feel like he should be bashed. That's what he get. And Dave beat the brakes off of him. I mean, bottom line. Anyway, good show, good topic. I'm glad y'all did it. Because
thing went out.
Yeah, I thought it was me. I was like, let me be quiet because my stuff might be,
So.
All right, we couldn't hear you. Your thing went out real quick.
Oh, it did? Oh, no, I was saying we got a lot of flat earthlings in the African American community. Yeah, they from outer space somewhere. They land flat, man. I don't know what's wrong with them. But anyway, check it out. This was a good show. Y'all did good critiquing it. And the information y'all shared was very vital. Keep up the good work.
Appreciate you, warrior.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate you, Baltimore, in the building, man, and appreciate your support, man, to the movement to educate our people, man. We call you non-Christian because you're a Christian, right? And
leave him alone.
Christian. He is, though. He's a non-Christian Christian, though.
I ain't gonna call him a non-Christian Christian.
What's up, family? Long story.
Long story. Okay.
What's up, family?
How you doing, brother?
Peace.
It's Diddy. You can hear me?
We can hear you, brother. What's up?
Why are you whispering, man? Why are you whispering?
I'm not whispering at all, man. Sorry.
It did. It sound like he's. Yeah, it sound like he's like, right. It's Diddy.
I want to salute. I want to salute you two for doing what you do, the work that you put in. I've been following y'all for a long time, but I want to get on some people in the chat here right now, man. They're talking about the. I'm not with Lord Jamar with the flat Earth thing. I'm not with the flat Earth thing. Right, but I do believe that the moon landing was a hoax, and I see some people in the chat debating me, feeling like they can dispute. So if they want to come up here,
I can dispute
rather than be in the chat. Okay, all right, let's go.
What is it you don't understand about the moon landing? Let's talk about it.
So my problem with the moon landing is that I don't believe it happened at all, to be quite honest with you.
Okay. All right. So it's a global conspiracy then, right?
White supremacy is a global conspiracy.
Oh, so I see your weak spot, but keep going. That's your weak spot. That's what's gonna get you beat every time. You feel me? It used to be a strong suit for us, understanding racism. But now in 2025, it's a weakness of ours because we can't make that. We don't know how to. We can separate it. We can figure it out, right?
Explain.
meaning that white people was wild, truly wild, right?
Mhm.
But even in their wildness, there were people amongst them that got things right.
For sure.
And so you got to be able to separate the two things. And
Well,
so
I definitely
as you
do. Well, my friend, that's why I separate white supremacy from white people. They're not the same thing.
okay, it's because it's
I'm
actually
talking about.
it's a movement, right? It's a what we want to, what's the word we want to use?
Well, it's a system.
It's a
It's
system. Yeah, it's a
it's a
system. It's
global
an
system.
institute. Yes, it's a system, absolutely.
It's a global
So,
system.
so how does that fit with Russia? So do you know the importance of the moon landing though? Well,
I
why
do.
was the
Well,
moon landing important? Let's deal with the importance of it. Why was that important for the United States to get to the moon before Russia? What was the importance? Do you know?
well,
I
well,
think
we
that's
do
important to
know.
know.
Well, we do know that Russia was beating the brakes off of the
Yeah, they
United
put
States in
Sputnik
terms
up
of.
first. They got there
Well,
first, right? Sputnik, not the moon, but
and
they put the first man spacecraft in space. Sputnik. Go ahead.
well, I think it's that's kind of minimizing what Russia did there because they did more than just the first dog up there. They did a lot. Every first that there was to do in space, Russia did it first.
Yeah.
They were the ones that actually had the brains when it came to space exploration and rocket scientry. It was
Yeah.
Russia. It wasn't
Yeah.
Germany. Germany was on the heels.
No, Russia.
But
Go
that's
ahead.
why.
You know.
But that's why I put the question in the chat, like who is wearing
No,
Ron Brown.
don't deviate off. Don't
No,
deviate off. What was the importance of it? I'm
I'm
not gonna
not.
let you. No. Come on,
So
let's
what's the
stay
question?
there.
What's the question? What's the
Yeah, the
question?
question was,
Hmm.
why was it important for Russia to get to the moon before the United States, bro? And you gave us a hell of a background,
Well,
which
well,
is killing your point. But
well.
keep going.
No,
Go
not
ahead.
even. No, no,
Keep
no. The
going. Why
reason,
was
the
that
reason.
important to get to the moon first? Come on, stay there. Go ahead.
Well, it was a race between them and other global powers, including the U.S. in
Why
terms
was it
of
important though?
in terms of a war position, right? They said whoever controls the skies controls the earth. So the higher they can get in terms of dominance in the sky, once they realize that rockets could do the damage that they did in terms of, in
Mhm.
fact, airwaves, the Luftwaffe, they determined that the rulers of the sky would be the rulers of the earth. So
So
the
that's
higher
why
they
it's
can get,
important.
well, I mean, why else would
No,
they
you
race?
just proved it. It's like,
Why
hold on,
why else
stop
would
for a
they
minute.
race?
Freeze,
Hmm.
freeze. It's
Hmm.
like fighting a war on the ground. The one that
Hmm.
get the high ground got the
Hmm.
leverage.
Right.
So you just shoot them
Exactly.
up trying to get up the hill.
Word.
High ground is always important in wars. So
It's
high
so it's
ground.
super important.
So right.
Well,
So high ground.
that explains that. That explains why
There you go.
Russia.
There you go. There you
Well,
go.
that
So
explains why.
now,
So there you go.
hold
So
on. We have
am I
established
lying? So am I lying though?
about
I'm
what?
not lying, right? I'm telling the
About
truth,
what?
right? In terms
About
of
what?
what I said there. When you ask the question, I give you answer.
Yeah. Now beat that up. You about to beat up your own reason for the importance of it.
Okay.
Now you about to say that Russia is gonna let the United States lie about that. That's what you about to say. Go ahead. I want to know. I set a trap for you. Now you're in the trap. Explain your way
Excuse
out
me?
of that. How Russia gonna let the United States act like they got to a position that they all needed to get you based off what you just said. Go ahead, brother.
No, that's no,
Especially if
because
they're
that's
trying to
not.
win.
No,
Especially if they're
no,
trying to
no,
win.
no, 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 no. See, what happened was you came and asked a question, right? That had nothing to do with what I was exactly saying in the first point, which was the moon landing did not happen. That's what I'm saying. You're talking about Russia, and I gave you
No,
an answer about Russia. But I'm
no, hold
talking
on,
about what
stop,
I'm saying.
freeze,
Okay,
freeze,
okay, go ahead.
freeze,
Okay,
freeze,
okay.
freeze. I
Yep,
can't
I'm
let you
frozen.
kill us. Listen, bro,
Hmm.
I tricked you because I understood the importance of getting to the moon. You did a super duper job. You used no pseudo information. You explained why it was important to get there. It was sure you talked about how Russia, how they was ahead of the game. I named
No,
Sputnik.
no,
That's the first.
you
Hold on.
name
Let
Russia.
me
You
finish.
name Russia, not me.
I
You
know
brought
you
up Russia, fam.
and but then you verified
Family.
Russia importance in doing these
But
things and
family,
how they
you the
was
one
a
that brought it up.
you.
That was not the
I
argument that
know
I
that's
brought.
not. I know you didn't. You ain't know I was gonna get you like this. Come on, don't cut me off, yo.
No, no, because I
Listen,
had.
bro. Okay, I
Okay,
brought
sorry,
up
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Russia.
Hmm.
I brought up Sputnik was the first manned aircraft. You went even farther and talking about how they was ahead of technology, how they was leading the way. Is this not how the conversation went?
I mean, you
Is
steered it
this
that
not
way.
how the conversation went?
You steered it that way. Yes, you steered it that
Okay,
way.
I stirred it to the foundation is why would let me just cut the crap. Let me get you out of here. Listen, I was simply making a point that getting to the moon was high ground. in civilization. And the first one to get there could control high ground. And so the United States got there. Based off what you said, Russia would not allow the United States to act like they got to a place they didn't get to, bro. You're saying that no, they didn't make it there. No, Russia said they made it there. It was a fight to get there, so Russia would not lie for the United States. That's the point I'm trying to make here. That's the weakness in your conversation. So I said the global conspiracy would be that Russia would agree that the United States got there first. Because Russia already gave the evidence. Russia gave the evidence of why the United States got there. They admitted it, bro. They all admitted that it got there. So I said, what's the global conspiracy to allow the United States to get there first? Why would Russia lie? Why would China lie? Why would the people who can't stand the United States lie about them getting to the moon?
Everybody would have had to lie.
Everybody would have to lie.
Everybody would have to be in cahoots.
I've never said any of that.
You weren't supposed to say
that. Hold on.
You starting to get like Lord Jamar, yo.
You see him, right?
You know you're in trouble. See, this is the moment when you realize you're in trouble.
I don't
believe
in
myself out.
Listen, I don't believe in flat Earth.
You mind as well?
No, but I don't see. Why would you say something like that?
Because if you say that they didn't make it to the moon,
why would you say? Hey, brother, I'm telling you out of my mouth, I don't believe in flat Earth. Why would you go and say something like that?
If you believe they didn't make it to the moon,
you believe in the same thing.
Listen. No, because it's not the same thing at all.
All right, help us out. You know what? Let me shut up. I'm gonna shut up. Go ahead and explain your way out of that.
Here's the thing. If you notice, if you notice this whole conversation, I don't know who else jumped in besides Brother Ankh, right? But if you notice, I've never said anything about what you have told me to say or what you have said. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not saying I'm not making any presuppositions or anything like that. I'm just telling. So, for example.
There's implications to what you're saying.
Hold on. What I'm saying is, right? If you look at the evidence, the LEM, which is the Lunar Excursion Module, has never landed on Earth once. It's never, the thing that they say landed on the moon has never landed on Earth one time ever. And it still hasn't. What I'm saying is that there's an overwhelming amount of evidence to support that this has never happened. And I can understand the pushback behind that, but the thing is that you have to actually disprove the things that I'm saying. The LEM never landed on the Earth once.
I don't have to disprove that because it's consequences. Like Kent said, big up to Kent, pseudo killer official, kick door low. It's consequences to what you're saying. One of the consequences is that you're saying that China is lying. You're saying that Russia is lying. We have independent. Let me finish. We have independent evidence.
Cut me off though.
I'm supposed to cut you off. It's our show.
Nah,
I ain't supposed to pseudo dominate.
I can't.
How that sound? Where they do that at, bro?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm saying you're not getting the consequences from your statements. Okay. You just mistakenly said, you didn't mean to say it. You said Russia was leading the way. You didn't mean to say that because once you say Russia is leading the way, you're saying that Russia has the propensity to know whether the United States went to the moon or not. See that consequence right there? I'm going to say this real slow for the listening audience. Scientific literacy teaches you how to think. When a person says that Russia led the way in space exploration, by default, you're saying that they understand it. Now, once you say they understand it, there's a problem. Why would they let the United States claim to get you one of the most important places during that time in the 50s and the 60s? Why would they let the United States say, yeah, they made it to the moon? Russia said, yeah, they made it to the moon. And they got outside evidence to prove how they went to the moon, bro. I don't even care about the lunar module shit you talked about. That ain't even important to me. What's important is that Russia signed off on it and China signed off on it based off their ability to deal with space exploration, bro.
They said that Russia and China bribing America.
See, what you're doing is you're making a straw man.
It's not a straw. Okay.
It is a straw man because I've never made any of those accusations.
Hey, brother, so would you say that it's a global conspiracy?
To say it's a global conspiracy.
Saying that Russia
the moon
China.
Yeah, would you say that the moon landing?
In actuality, a lot of the globe does not believe in the moon landing. More people outside of America don't believe in it.
And I'm asking if you're making the claim that
bandwagon fallacy.
It's a global conspiracy.
Sorry, go ahead. One more
That we
time. Say it
landed
again.
that we landed on the moon. Are you saying that it's a global conspiracy?
A global conspiracy?
Yeah,
I don't
because
know if I say
everybody lied on.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
global conspiracy. I'm
Yes.
not gonna put any
Who is howling out? Yes.
It
anybody
is a global
else's words.
conspiracy.
I would say
What
it's a
human is
conspiracy
howling
for
out? Yes.
sure.
What's your name?
100%.
Don't just
I
holler
would say,
yes behind the
Yeah,
icon. What's your name?
100%. I would say it's a conspiracy.
I'm
I would
putting
know.
out
I would
yes.
say
All
it's a
right, I
global
accept
conspiracy
that. I accept that. I accept
Yeah,
it as a
it could
global
be a
conspiracy.
global conspiracy. Why it can't be?
because I don't.
What's
I
your
don't.
name,
I
brother?
don't. I would say my name is Ed. I would
Ed.
say. I would
Mr.
say that
Ed.
white supremacy is a global conspiracy.
Okay,
All
so if it's a global conspiracy, why would they lie to us about that? Why would the whole entire world lie to us about
Kim,
the
let's
United
just keep it to
States?
Russia though,
Why?
Kim. I want to know
Why?
why would Russia and China lie about it.
Why would they
Explain it.
why would they tell black people that they're 3/5 of a human
No,
being?
don't switch the topic. Let's stay on the
It's not
moon
switching the
landing.
topic. It's about
Let's stay
being
on the let's stay on the moon
liars
landing.
and the track. Okay. Let's stay on the moon landing.
Why
would
would
they lie
Hitler?
to us
No, I
about
don't
that?
want to stay on. I want to run around the merry-go-round with you.
No.
Why would
You're right.
Hitler
You're right.
say they
You're
was the
right.
master race? Nope.
No,
I
you're
want
right.
to play
You're
your
right.
game with you. Why would Germany say they was the master race? And
Because they didn't like black people.
then have the Olympics in their place, and a black man, Jesse Owens, run circles around them. Why would they even start that nonsense just to have the Olympics and the inferior 3/5 of a human, Jesse Owens, break the record at the Olympics, ran circles around when Hitler standing there looked crazy as hell. At that moment, when they was at that starting line, Hitler said,
Yeah, but that's physical, not
Let me finish
intellectual.
my point. Let me finish my point, bro. We don't even know who you is.
physical.
You
That's
just
about
talking.
the
You
race. You're not
didn't
talking
even
about brain
introduce
power.
yourself into the conversation, bro. Introduce yourself
Hitler
into the
said-
conversation. And what you don't do is cut me off. Let me finish. Hold on, bro.
Sorry, go ahead.
Let me
Okay.
finish.
My
Adolf
bad.
Hitler promoted the pseudoscientific concept of race. He said it was the master race. Most people don't even know that the fight, that the World War II was actually a fight over that nonsense.
Mhm.
He was proven, he claimed to have proved based off his scientists that it was the master race, the Nordic race. Blue eyes and blonde hair. He didn't even have blue eyes and blonde hair. Anyway,
Pseudoscience.
so this nut doing the same thing y'all doing, you're going to host an event called the Olympics, which would bring the world population to Germany. So if you set out your mouth, there's a master race, meaning that we are superior in everything we do, specifically physically. They get a start line. They got blonde hair, blue eyes people at the start line. They got a 3/5 human being called Jesse Owens in the 100-yard dash. They put up the gun. At this point, Hitler said, boy, that blue eyes gonna wear him out because he's a 3/5 human being. We are superior. They said, pow! Jesse Owens was finished. He turned around looking at the white boy still trying to run. At that moment, Hitler knew he had fucked up. At that moment, when I say, yo, prove to me that Russia, you know what I'm saying? Why did Russia agree to the United States had went to the moon? That's when you realized you had fucked up. Now you're trying to figure out all kind of ways to weasel your way out of it. They go for you and the guy who ain't said his name yet. So I'm going to ask y'all this question one more time. Why would Russia, who need the high ground, who understands space exploration, why would they agree that the United States made it to a place that it didn't make it to, bro? I'm listening. Don't talk about nothing else. Because you know at this moment you're feeling like Lord Jamar. That wait a minute, dog. I thought this nigga ain't know what the hell.
No, I don't know that, man. I don't really know that, man. I'll
answer the question, bro. Why would Russia
I don't know that,
do
man,
that,
but I'll
bro?
answer. I don't know that, man, but I'll answer. So after World War II, the scientists and the resources of Germany got split up between Russia and the US. Russia got the hardware, and the US got the scientists. So right there, you can see there was already an agreement between the two at some point. And if
they beat them.
Okay,
but people left Germany, bro. The scientists left Germany. What are you talking about? Because they beat
where
them.
did they go? Where did they go?
They went to the United States. What that got to do with anything?
Well, that's
bro?
what I said. No, but that's
we're talking about. The
family,
question is Russia.
Family. Listen, family. I'm not even.
No, I'm not family. I'm in the family. My family understands that once you say Russia understood space exploration, now you're in trouble. You're getting. Why would Russia agree to that, bro? Don't tell me about they split the scientists up. So what? That's what the losers, the people leave. They want to practice science.
So
explain to me why would Russia agree to that, bro? Because now I'm gonna bring you the evidence that Russia and China proved that we went to the space. Went to the moon.
So after World War II, there was a thing called Operation Paperclip, where the Russians and the US made an agreement in terms of the resources from Germany, where the Russians would take the hardware and the US would take the scientists. The reason why the Russia took the hardware is because they already had the scientists. They had the most brilliant scientists already. How do we know that? How do we know that? We know that because Russia was beating the US in all types of space exploration before that.
No, you mixing it up, yo. Germany was ahead too, bro. Germany had the first rockets. What are you talking about, man? They had the buzz bombs where they use a rocket and run out of fuel. And when they would put a certain amount of fuel in it, so it would fall out the sky, man. Come on, dog. They was ahead of rocket technology, and they was developing a nuclear weapon.
You can say it, but this is a fact. This is all a fact. Who got these are all facts. That I'm not. Dude, the thing is, I'm not trying to be
what does that have to do with going to the moon, yo? Make it coherent.
It's
that doesn't.
Operation
Paperclip don't disprove that.
Actually, it does, because if these guys weren't in cahoots, why would they trade and split up the resources of Germany, of the spoils of war?
Can I tell you why?
Because they won.
Because Russia.
Because they're working together.
Because Russia and the United States, stop it, man. Russia and the United States were allies during World War II, bro.
Exactly. You're proving my point. You're proving my point.
Okay, so don't you know that things change, bro?
If you're saying why would they work together, you're exactly saying why they would.
No, I'm
they
not,
were allies.
man. That's a different time. Can you count, yo? When was World War II?
Are you being serious?
Yeah, give me the date on World War II. Yeah, I'm being serious.
We talking like 45 and stuff? 1945? When was that? I'm not exactly sure the date.
Go ahead.
It's definitely mid-1900s.
Man, World War II, 1939 to 1945, yo. You talking to a person that loves studying war and history. So now, give me the date with the moon, yo. Moon landing. Come on, bro. Don't play with me.
Is that not 60? It's like 69? That mooning was 69? No.
The date for the moon landing is 1969.
Okay, that's.
So can we count?
Am I lying?
Bro, can you count, yo, from 1945 to 1969? How long? Let me get it. Doc, you're a mathematician. I want to add up. I want to say how many years, yo. You tripping now? Like it's like
between 45 and 69 is 24. Unc.
Yo, that's 24 years, yo. Do you think that's enough time for them motherfuckers to be enemies, yo? Is that a possibility? Is that 24 years? They hold political from 1945
to
1969 is damn near 24 years. Is it possible that they could change their position to go from allies to enemies, bro? Is that possible? See, you feeling like Lord Jamar. That's the point. You're in a conversation where you ain't even thought about. You ran all the history together, yo.
Well, that doesn't make any sense, dude.
No, listen to me, yo.
It's
not your fault. Hold on, yo. It's not your fault. Listen. This is what we do. This is what I used to do. No, seriously, yo.
Argument's falling apart.
I know it is. Look, listen, yo. I used to condense facts and everything together, yo. You have condensed World War II and its allies with the space race, right? You have condensed it all together. I'm telling you, by the time they was fighting for space, yo, they wasn't allies no more, bro. They was in competition for each other to be ahead of the space race. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have took these ideas, you've put them all together. That's not
really,
proper,
no.
yo.
No.
Go ahead, Ken.
Because
I made my point.
Because they were
exactly what I'm saying is
there any
they were in competition to get the scientists work. Hold on, they were in competition to get the scientists, were they not? Because they felt like the scientists was going to help.
No. It was an agreement already with the U.S. The U.S. already took. That's why Werner von Braun was the head of NASA. Man. They took the scientists. And it was all pretty much all. That's why a lot of the scientists went to Argentina and to the Americas. A lot of them were actually in the American government. Not just Werner von Braun. There's a few of them, right? You can see pictures of Werner von Braun with Robert F. Kennedy.
What's Operation Paperclip, yo? Now I gotta get you.
Sure,
what is it?
sure.
What's the primary goal and objective of Operation Paperclip, yo?
I'm
Did
sorry,
I jump in?
Let me answer that question. You can jump in. What is what is the primary role of Operation Paperclip that you
It was
brought up?
competitive. It wasn't collaborative. It wasn't a collaboration. It was like they was trying to compete.
What do you mean?
They were trying to compete. They were trying to get the scientists on their side. So the United States was trying to get scientists on their side. The Russians was trying to get scientists on their side.
Yeah, that's what it was. So Operation Paperclip, right, was to get the aeronautic science, to get the chemical and biological warfare and medical and physics on their side. And Russia was trying to do the same thing. They was not in cahoots with each other. So you have mischaracterized what Operation Paperclip was, bro. I'm gonna say that,
Russia was out.
The initiative was driven by the Cold War's intentions, as the U.S. sought to prevent these experts from being captured by the Soviet Union, bro. You tripping.
Okay.
Don't get me started on this, yo. I love war, bro.
Okay.
You playing. You're taking. No, you mentioned Operation Paperclip as if it was a way to get to your answer. What you did was you did it again. You have mentioned something and you have mischaracterized what it was. They wasn't agreeing to do nothing. United States was trying to take all the gold, bro. The gold was in the science and information. You messing this up, bro. Just say, hold on, bro.
Okay.
Let me step back for a minute.
The Soviets would have exposed that. Yo.
Operation
The
Paperclip.
Soviets was trying to get the same thing they was trying to get, bro.
Hold on. Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany to the U.S. for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe. Between 1945 and 1959, several were confirmed to be former members of the Nazi Party, including the SS and SA. The effort beginning in earnest in 1945 as the Allies advanced into Germany and discovered a wealth of scientific talent and advanced research that had contributed to Germany's wartime technological achievements. The U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff officially established Operation Overcast. Operations Overcast and Paperclip were related, and the terms were often used interchangeably. On July 20, 1945, the dual aims of leveraging German expertise for the ongoing effort against Japan and to bolster the U.S. post-war military research. The operation conducted by the Joint Intelligence Objective Agency, JIOA, was largely actioned by special agents. Okay, anyways.
What does that show them collaborating though at all?
They was in competition with each other. Because you never heard of the Cold War, yo? Now we're gonna act like we don't understand the geopolitical rivalry known as the Cold War, bro. I study war, bro. It's called the Cold War. What's the Cold War? Between Russia and the United States. What do we? You know what? I can't.
I'm just sitting over here. I'm just sitting over here, brother. I'm just over here, like, man. I see why we in the position we in right now, man. I can really see why we in this position. I can see why we in this position, man.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Dr. Matt. I can agree to disagree. I'm not really giving any like.
Nah, bro. You think you're the smartest person in the world and you got all the information. I've been sitting over here listening for the longest.
Wow.
And you think you the smartest person in the world and don't nobody know anything but you. And everything everything
really want to ask a
conspiracy because you think you smart.
I really want to ask him a question.
You jumped in.
Yeah, he left. Yeah, he left. But go ahead.
I actually Savio, you got him all the thing. Go ahead, bro.
I didn't get him all. He left.
No, Sabian ran him off. Sabian, a super killer. You think he's a super
It's like you never heard of the Berlin Wall. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah,
he got him out of here. Who's next, brother? Because I gotta get. Oh, he back. Oh, he came back. He came back. Is that him?
Go ahead, answer the question.
That was me. I wanted to ask.
Go ahead, brother. What's your question? What's your stance? So what you go ahead.
I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist.
Okay.
I'm not black, but I'm an atheist. I found a channel.
You don't gotta be black to be an atheist.
Well,
to be a real black atheist, you might need to be. But go ahead.
I found a channel like a week ago, and I just subscribed to your channel.
Okay.
I wanted to ask the guy that was just talking, like, what is the process that he's like, what is the process that you have in order to do this research? Like, do you have any academic background for that? Like, what would you do in order to actually research this conspiracy theory? Like, how many experts do you have in your life that you can actually go ask personally? Hey, this. Or do you just base it off of like short TikTok videos? I'm being serious because I have a friend that I got him off of Flat Earth. He was into like Flat Earth and all these other conspiracy theories. So I'm talking to you.
He's asking you.
You want to know where I get my research?
Your methodology, brother.
Yes.
He's asking you for your methodology.
Okay. That's actually a good question. That's actually a pretty good question because I actually had to look at the system. And I saw how it was lying to black folks. How they treat black folks.
That's a source?
Get your ass out of here.
Hey,
Okay,
come on, man.
No
one's lying to black folks. You said they lying to black folks.
No, hold on, man. Hold on. Let's do this.
Hold on.
No. Hold on. Stop. Everybody stop. Listen. First of all, everybody jumping on these programs are fans and friends, yo. So we're gonna treat them as guests, though, Savior. We can have varying opinions, yo. We don't gonna be that way. All right.
Okay.
Well, at least I don't want to be that way no more in life.
Respect, man. Respect for calming that down. Okay.
Give him 5 minutes.
No, he got less. He got less than 5 minutes. This live stream going down in 5 minutes. I'm not doing no 5-hour show like he got a minute.
Hey, Savior, I admit I'm
gonna be out after
this.
I will be out after this. I'll give you two things. I'll give you two things.
There you go.
So you can look
you
up.
Already did, yo. Everybody, you gonna go back and look at this show and go say, damn.
No, you could look up Neil Armstrong landing the LEM on Earth. You'll see it never happened. That's number one.
What is it? Hold on. You know what? You just said that to me. What's the thing you keep acting like didn't land? The what?
It's called the LEM, the Lunar Excursion Module.
Lunar.
All right, give us the second one. Go ahead, give us the second point because we got to pass the mic.
Right. So
Lunar, what model?
It's a lunar excursion module.
Or the Apollo lunar module.
No, it's the LEM. It's called the LEM officially.
No. Yeah, if you want to find it faster, you could put Apollo lunar module. It's the same thing.
Right? That's one thing. And then the other thing I'll say is look up something called The Little Gem on YouTube. And then I'll leave there. Dr. Ma'at, I respect you so much, girl.
You, brother.
You are a wonderful jewel. Yo, brother Ankh,
I appreciate it.
I totally you understand. I respect you and the knowledge that you bring out here.
You need better methodology.
We need more people like y'all out here doing the work that you do. So I'll just leave there. And
appreciate
everybody
you,
on the panel, I love all y'all, man.
Appreciate love you too, brother. Man. Appreciate you, man.
Let's do that.
All right, brother. You take care, man. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. And like you
said,
we may not agree, and disagree, but at the end of the day, we all family, and that's what it's about. So I love how he ended it. I love how he ended it.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It wasn't beautiful. I ain't trying to hit none of that. Let me say this. He's trying to fake us out. Listen, first of all, hold on. Watch how simple this is, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's go.
You said it was the lunar excursion model. Are you sure?
That what?
That you said it never landed on Earth. Am I correct?
Show me that it did.
Listen, everybody. It's called the lunar excursion model. It never was made to land on Earth, bro. It wouldn't have the heat shields and all that. It was made to land on the moon, bro.
Okay. This is funny.
I want to finish. It's called the lunar excursion model, meaning it was only built to land on the moon, not on Earth. When you land somewhere on Earth, it's got to have the heat shields, right? Those tiles is going to block the heat. It's going to burn up. So they never made it for that, bro. So why would you say that? Of course it never landed on Earth. It wasn't even built to land on Earth, bro.
Why would
Doc,
they?
get him out. Doc, get him out of here.
Then if it was never made to land on Earth, why would they try to do land?
Get him out of here, man. Can you get him out of here? Please?
All right, okay, brother. I gotta let you go.
He's
Brother
like
Ankh
Lord
said it's
Jamar
time.
now.
Yeah,
You
brother
stuck
Ankh
around
said
longer than
better
Lord Jamar, though. I like you, though, bro.
let me. Yeah, we do like you, brother. But you take
I
care.
like
I
that.
gotta get you off. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
brother.
gotta
Peace
go.
and
Yo,
love.
go back and try that again, yo, with somebody else. He thought I done fought the pseudos over the space land. I know about the radiation, the Van Allen belt. I don't talk about that stuff. I'll get them.
Brother, but you just pull. You just did what Lord Jamal did with Godfrey. You just did that.
He kicked him out.
You sure did. You was like, get him out, get him out. Remember, Lord Jamal did the same thing, brother. Ankh pulled the Lord Jamal.
Yeah, he did.
He said, get him out, get him out of there. He did, brother. Ankh.
Yo, man, you want me or him, yo? What you gonna do?
Right,
man?
you want me or him?
I got another question, if possible.
Dr. Maya, let me
another question, if possible.
apologize. I just get tired of people insulting our intelligence like that.
Yeah,
it's
I feel
always
that. No, I
black
feel
people
that.
they're lying to. It's always black people. I get tired of hearing that.
Yeah, so that's why you just I see why you took your approach. You like, I ain't got time. Don't
I ain't got
come in
time.
my intelligence. Yeah, I'm with you.
As a Hispanic, it's not true.
Yeah.
It's worse in the Hispanic community.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Yeah, I
It's
saw
everywhere.
you saying that in the chat. I didn't know that was you, but you were saying that in the chat that is worse in the Hispanic community. God,
It's all over though. It's every community, yo. White people too.
invasive.
No, like I've been
invasive,
debating people in Spanish. It's really, really bad.
pervasive. It's pervasive.
In Japanese and all kind of languages.
Yeah, everywhere. It's everywhere. Pseudoscience is everywhere.
Yeah, it's pervasive. It's definitely pervasive.
I
But brother Ron, did anyone want to say something before brother Ron, or I think James wanted to say something?
I wanted to say something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead, Eli. You got it.
Well, last night I was on a panel of like 8 black Christians, and I pointed out, Exodus 21, Leviticus 25, the passages about slavery, how you can beat your slave as long as they don't die within 2 days. They were in complete denial that those passages were about slavery, and they're like, well, I'm a slave, I'm a servant to my company, so that's okay because I'm a servant to my company. How can I deal with that?
Yeah, you gotta watch out talking to black people. You gotta be real sensitive. Like that's why it's probably not. You gotta let somebody like me. You know what I mean?
Let you,
yeah.
God, not you.
Yeah, because if you know what I'm saying, like they're not gonna take it. Like you got to show empathy. First of all, human beings weren't born or wasn't evolved to be scientifically literate. It's counterintuitive. We have evolved to use our 5 senses, and we use them great. But science, using your 5 senses is not good for science. It's not a great tool for science. So
no, not at all.
Yeah, when you start talking about passage the Bible, oh man, yeah, you in the middle of it, yo. Beat your slave, like, come on, they don't even want to hear another person saying about beat your slave. So it's sensitive, man. I'm very sensitive into the person stick their chest out. Like the gentleman who just called in, he wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I wanted to show him that the points you're making is supporting me. And sometimes we don't get it. Like the lunar model, it says it. The lunar module, it wasn't designed. It should have never landed on Earth because it wasn't designed.
It wasn't designed to do that.
Right. So why would it land on Earth? It landed on the moon. So he was saying that it landed on the moon, but they never could land it on Earth, of course, because it wasn't made for that. But that's understanding, NASA and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I don't expect everybody to know that.
Yeah, but brother, I gotta get ready to get up out of here. So did Ron and James want to make a point? I do gotta get out.
Let
of
them make
here.
their point. I do want to try something.
Just like when you're talking about like the lunar modules and stuff like that, that's why what SpaceX was so important is that when it came back and landed, because everything that most of the things that NASA built were never meant to come back to Earth.
That's right.
They were never meant to come back to Earth. They were meant to go to, to the destination and stay there or stay in, the universe, like the Voyager. So, it's we don't really read the fine print. We just kind of gloss over stuff and just look at things and just take it as it is. But if we actually do the research and actually get into it, we wouldn't be making these kind of mistakes.
Well, that's why I told him about the short TikTok videos. Like, is that where he got his information from? Because that's where the majority of those conspiracy theories come from.
Yep. Now these days, I agree. Ron.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. First of all, I want to say thank you, Dr. Maya, for allowing me on your platform.
Ain't no problem, warrior.
Also, I really appreciate you because you've gone to the highest echelons within the engineering profession. And I'm a mechanical engineer, so
Oh,
with just
beautiful.
with just an undergraduate degree, so I understand how hard it is for someone like yourself to get to the higher levels. So, kudos to you.
Hey, kudos to you, because mechanical engineering is no joke. I hated. I took a mechanics class, man. I hated those vectors. Remember the
Yeah.
mechanics? I had a mechanics class,
Tough.
and yeah, we had to calculate those vectors, and I was like, I'm done.
Sure.
I can't do mechanical
Sure.
engineering. So,
Tough.
I commend you as a woman as well.
salute to you. Salute to you, man.
Yeah,
I commend you as a woman too.
So what I just want to do is just really say real quick, because I know you're getting ready to wrap up, is that the brother who was on before, I think I'm in his camp in terms of the moon landing. And I know it's kind of hard to believe coming from a technical person.
Yeah,
but
Ron. I know you. We
let
know
me-
that,
let me
Ron. You
finish.
definitely
No,
a pseudo.
let me finish. Let me finish. I understand.
My man, though,
your
you only
feelings.
got one pseudo friend as you.
Yeah.
Not hard to believe at all.
Yeah. You're in the
I
pseudo killer
understand.
server. You give us the business every day. We appreciate it. But go ahead.
I understand, but my feeling, or at least my understanding, is that the technology really didn't exist in the '60s, and primarily the technology of getting human beings through the Van Allen radiation belts just didn't exist in the '60s. I think that was the real problem. In terms of the conspiracy and stuff like that, I don't think we have enough time to talk about it. But the technology itself, in terms of getting through that Van Allen radiation belt, and people say, oh well, we got through it, but there's radiation in space and there's radiation also on the moon. So how did they protect the astronauts? So for me, that's just one bit of technology that I think that we didn't have the capability of and the expertise to overcome back in the '60s. So that's why I lean more towards there not being a moon landing versus there being a moon landing. So we can stop at that point and have discussions later on about it if you'd like. But
So your position is that there wasn't a moon landing. I want to make sure I heard you
yes,
correctly.
for sure. Yeah, I'm leaning that there was not one.
So
And his
answer
main
the
reason
same
is the
question
ban.
then. Answer the question then. Why did Russia and them sign off on it?
I mean, it's fairly complicated. I think, like you said, after World War II, when the U.S. and Russia became enemies, uh, Russia really had a 5-to-1 advantage over the U.S. in terms of low Earth exploration, space exploration. But they actually probably faked a lot of their stuff too. And the U.S. said, well, okay, this is very dangerous, the stuff that we're doing, and maybe some of this stuff has to be faked, but they don't tell on us and we don't tell on them, and it just kind of went off from there.
Hey
So I think
Ron,
they had. Go ahead.
did you ever research how we dealt with the Van Allen problem, the Van Allen belt problem?
Nope, he sure
Yeah,
didn't. He just talked. No,
yeah.
So
They
you looked at how did we fix
yeah.
so you did?
Yeah,
What did you come
what they
across?
say is that it was shielded by aluminum. But the capsules itself was like only 1/8 of an inch thick. There's just no way you can shield against aluminum. In fact, when you go to the dentist office, they put lead on your chest, right? Not aluminum. 'Cause aluminum actually amplifies radiation. But again, that's another discussion for another time.
Yeah, because there's a few things that they did, but I mean, like Dr. Mayak got to go, so we'll have.
And they didn't go through the thickest part of radiation either. They figured out what the lesser part was. And I just showed you how the sister figured out the launch window, and in figuring out the launch window, she would have to put all that into the equation. What part of the Van Allen belt is thicker with the radiation? All that's in the game, bro. Like
it didn't really matter because
mathematical paralysis at that point.
it doesn't matter because there's radiation in space. There's radiation on the moon.
Oh man, that's
so
not,
even if you get through the radiation
are
belt.
you listening right now, yo?
I am listening to you, but there's radiation in
Do
space.
you know that there's parts of the Van Allen belt that has more radiation than others? Did you know that?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
And do you know they want to go in at such an angle? They had the machine on board to see how much radiation they was getting. Yo, did you know that too? They measured the amount of radiation, amount of fuse. So yes, they did get some radiation, bro.
Yeah, but do you know there's radiation in space, right? Gamma rays in space, right? Do you know there's gamma rays on the moon?
I'm gonna watch some football, man. That's what
I'm just saying that you.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I'm just
we
saying
gonna get.
that
Hey,
We still
gonna
have
get
a
him.
Yeah,
radiation problem.
Just
get you,
release.
Ron. Hey, we're
Yeah,
gonna get you in the server, Ron.
Yeah, give me the server. Give me the
Yeah,
server.
we
I'd
definitely
love to
gonna
have
get
this
him.
conversation.
Yeah, we gotta get him back on. We gotta get brother Ron back on,
Get
brother
you back
Ron.
on.
We
Ron,
gotta get you back on.
you know what's perplexing about Ron? This guy
What?
is a very intelligent individual. Like, so he makes me understand how our brain can get us. Right? He's super intelligent. Don't get it crazy. Don't get it fucked up. This guy is an intelligent, yo. You're not gonna sit there and talk the stuff with him. In his field, he got you. But that intelligence does not translate to other things. He's susceptible like all of us. I'm making this point to say, no matter how intelligent you are, we're all susceptible when it comes to science and understanding science. We can all mess that up. Right.
Yeah,
So
we can.
yeah, Ron, Ron,
Yeah,
I
that's
enjoy
true.
having you
That's true.
around me. It's always
Yeah,
great conversation.
same. Yeah,
All
we
right,
can finish the conversation at some point, but I really appreciate it. Thanks again, everybody.
Hey,
Appreciate
you. Appreciate
you, Ron.
Yeah.
James, did you want to say
quick,
something,
Chris.
brother James?
All right,
brother
bro.
James, I think brother James has been
No. I'm good. I was just gonna say like flux values and stuff like that. I'm reading up on it too, but yeah, that's basically all I want to say. Yeah, thanks for having me on, Dr. Mayat.
I appreciate you, Roy, always.
But yeah, that's basically all I want to say.
Okay. All right. Well, Unc, I'm out of here. I hope we win tonight. So I'm getting ready to get by the TV, my daggone self.
Just don't buy the shirt early. You bought the daggone shirt early. You bought the AFC champ. I'm like,
that was last year. Don't have people thinking I already bought it this year. That was last year. That was last year. My mother went out. My mother went out and bought the shirt. My mother went out and bought the shirt.
Now.
Yeah, my mother went out. She went out and bought it.
Yeah, it is. See. You know what you just proved?
What?
That an atheist can be superstitious too. See?
Yeah, see.
Right.
See? That don't
stop. I got my shirt. I'm gonna wear my shirt tomorrow if we win, though, brother. I'm gonna wear my shirt.
No, that's
tomorrow.
what you gotta wait till they go to if they make it past tomorrow's game, if they make it past today's game, then they gotta have one more game before they get to the AFC championship. Then you can wear that shirt.
Okay. So I got 3 more games. That's what you
we
telling
gotta
me?
win 3 games.
With the regular shirt for right now.
Oh, with a regular shirt. Okay. I wear my regular shirt. I wear my regular shirt. But all right, brothers, I appreciate your build, appreciate your knowledge, appreciate your time, brothers. You all take care.
All right, peace.
Big up to Lord Jamar. You're a funny guy.